of empires crumbling in the gloom. Napkin men with metal hearts surround us, drawing nearer, bodies fill the room. Our talking heads parade their faces every day, showing us the way to things
Friday, my friends, or Saturday if it's already Saturday for you. As usual, as I usually say, I mean. Welcome to the Gaming Friday, the stream that is about gaming and happens on Friday. I mean, that's a given. Anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining and welcome. I hope you are doing very well. How are you doing anyway? I hope you had a good week. So then, Maverick, welcome to the stream, and Venus Flow, thank you so much for the follow. I didn't say anything before because it was still on the intro, and I thought it would be kind of redundant if I typed. I thought it would be kind of redundant if I typed "thank you for the follow" in the chat and then said it again here on the stream. But regardless, everyone, thank you so much for joining and welcome. Hopefully today is going to be a good stream. So, I actually had to hold myself back from playing Phasmophobia because I am kind of addicted to the game. But seriously, I was actually looking forward to playing Angels with Scaly Wings again. I was supposed to play part 4, which is today. I was supposed to play this like, I think it was about 3 or 4 Fridays ago. But on the afternoon of that Friday in particular, a very strong sandstorm hit my city, and it knocked down power for over half of the city. Many, literally over hundreds of trees got knocked down, and actually one, a block away from my house, fell on the power lines. And although I didn't actually lose power that day, my power was way too wonky to turn on the computer safely, so I unfortunately had to wait until they fixed that, and that was only fixed on the next day in the evening. And power went bonkers here, like in the early afternoon. But thank God, the worst thing that happened to us here in my house was just that and a cracked window. And I say that because there was so much trouble caused all over the city, actually over half of the state even, by that storm. A boat on a river tipped over, and I think 2 people died in that. A tree in my city fell on a car, and a woman who was inside the car had to be rushed to the hospital. Anyway, it was a mess. But anyway, better late than never. I mean, better late than never, not ever. I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry, let's just start. July 23rd? Is this the game's date or the date when I last played this? I don't remember, it doesn't matter. I don't remember what happened last time anyway. What did happen last time? Hold on. On part 3. We met a scientist rather, that traveled in time. There was this thing about an asteroid that is going to kill all the dragons. The dragons are apparently genetically mutated dinosaurs. That was kind of disappointing to learn. What else? We had dinner with a dragon. That was a bit awkward, but it was kind of fun. Although, if I'm honest, although I do like dragons, I don't think I would actually like to have dinner with a dragon. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Although the dinner apparently was very good. He was a good cook. But then again, how can you possibly go wrong with meat, right? I mean, meat is great. Then again, I am a bit biased to say that because, I mean, come on, seriously, I am the guy who usually ends up cooking a steak and bacon at 3 in the morning. I kid you not, I do that. But anyway. I don't remember if after all of that I have spoken with any of these guys here. Also, I don't remember what voices I gave any of these characters, or rather, I was trying to give them because I am quite bad with voices. I would like to get good at them. Actually, fun fact. When the stream of part 2 ended a few weeks ago, or whatever I streamed that, I actually watched back a few parts of that VOD before I uploaded. Before I uploaded that to YouTube. And when I was making, well, when I was doing the voices, when I was reading the dialogues of each character during the stream, in my mind, I was clearly making mostly distinct voices, so they act, in my mind, they sounded different from one another. But when I was watching back some bits of those quote unquote voices I was making, they all sound the same. It's all the same. 30 AM steaks seems legit. Believe me, Mav, I am actually not joking. I do cook meat in the at 3 in the morning. It's just good. Remember, you can check the status page to view how many times you met each one. Alright, that's a thing. How do I do that again? That is not it. I mean, it's gonna be a button around here. Ah, there it is. There it is. Is it? I think this is Remy. This is the dragon we had dinner with. This card still makes me uncomfortable. 2, 1. Right, this is the what is this again? I can't remember their name, but that's a reporter? No. Yes. No, wait. I know he's making a game. That's the cop. That's the delivery dragon. Right click. Oh, I can do that with right click as well. I was pressing escape. Okay. So let's see here. Status. So that should be Remy. We have talked to him twice. Let's talk to whoever this one is. Can't remember the name. I think that's Adine? No. Adine is this one. Bryce is this one. The police chief. Lauren. This one is Lauren. Alright, let's talk to Lauren then. For today's stream, I might not make voices, try to make voices for each character, because, like I said, they all sound the same. So I might as well just use my own regular voice. Nice living room. There you are! Come in! Sure, I forgot to give this name to my character. Slurp. Sure. Honestly, I can't believe you agreed to do this again. Do what? Don't mention it. It's my pleasure. I don't believe it either. There should be an option here saying I don't remember. I actually don't remember. Oh no, hold on. We had an interview with this dragon. He asked a lot of questions about humans and that sort of stuff, because he was basically well, how should I put it? Collecting information for his game, something like that. I can't remember. Honestly, don't remember. Ray Bobat, Ray. That every single time I try to say your name, I end up saying back instead of Dak. I'm sorry. But Ray, hey there, welcome to the stream and thank you so much for joining. Happy Friday. I'll like this part. Alright, I'll take your word for it. Alright, so let's assume that the dragon, what is it? What is this one again? I forgot this dragon's name again. Whatever. Let's assume just about every person does that. I think it's probably because the second part of your nickname starts with a B. So it's Ray Ball Dak, and for some reason the brain mix up the letters, and it turns out as Ray Doll Back. I don't know. Regardless, I am bad with names anyway, so there's that. But as I was saying, if I recall correctly, this... No, wait, hold on. I already said this part. I'm assuming this dragon actually wants to ask more questions. So, yeah, let's assume it's that. Don't mention it. Or should I say, it's my pleasure. Yeah, let's say this. Now that I've had the chance to work through everything from last time, we can do some real work. Sounds great. I did a staggering amount of research on mythical humans. Here, let me show you some of the stuff I found. Sure. We sat down at the coffee table. Lauren, that's his name. Lauren opened up a laptop and started to type away. Seeing the laptop brought back memories. In our world, they had become obsolete a long time ago. Before I show you these images, I should probably tell you that some of them are really weird. Just don't take them the wrong way. Well, so long as you have not looked these up on Google, Lauren, that should be fine, right? Actually, Google would be the least of the bad places to look up images of humans. Anyway, you already told me about the four-headed human, so I think I can handle this. Alright. That is ugly. Oh, what is that? Like a lizard person? That doesn't look very human to me. It looks friendly. Oh no, it doesn't. It looks attractive. No way, Jose. No way. That doesn't look very human to me. That thing actually reminds me of another game that is about dragons. What's it called? Dragon's Wake. There is this lizard people. They are really ugly. Really ugly. Or maybe I'm just biased because I don't like anthros. So there's that. I don't know. Regardless, that creature reminds me of that lizard people in that game. It's a fun game though. I should play that again. You actually play as a dragon in that one also. This one's supposed to be one of our ancestors. Really? Ancestors? Well, it does remind me of some of the dragons I've seen here, but I'm not sure what humans have to do with this. You remember the myth about our creator turning into a dragon, right? Vaguely. I don't think I've heard that one before. Yeah. Actually, no, yeah, we have been told something about that at some point. I think it might have been on part 2, months and months ago. By the way, guys, the game is actually this quiet. There is little music and almost no sound effects. I thought about having some songs playing in the background, just so to, you know, break the silence a little bit. But there are parts in the game that do have music, so I would have to pause the playlist so it would not get mixed up and overlapped with the game's music, and that could get confusing. So to simplify things, I just decided to, you know, let's just leave the playlist away, and whatever happens with the music in the game. So yeah, the game is quiet. By the way, if you hear a cricket in the background, I've had this cricket outside my window for 5 weeks in a row now. It's driving me insane. Actually, the other day I got really angry because of that bug. I got the bug spray and sprayed everything out there when it was chirping, doing its thing, and it shut up. But then it started doing its thing again, and I have no idea how to deal with that cricket anymore. So if you hear a cricket in the background, I apologize. I tried to do something about that, but the thing is indestructible. Anyway, now here's an interesting question. What species did that human turn into? That cricket was a mate. Yeah, I suppose so. There's a video on the internet, on YouTube, about what is it again? What is it called? Lubricating a noisy cricket. A guy literally found a cricket and poured some machine oil on the cricket to stop the noise. I should not laugh, but I don't know. It was kind of funny. Maybe I'm laughing because I am angry because of this cricket over here. So Maybe that's the reason why. I do not enforce animal cruelty. Then again, can we really consider a cricket an animal? It's a bug, I hate bugs. Anyway, let's keep with the game. Now, here's an interesting thing. Okay, I have already read this. There are a number of dragon species nowadays that aren't genetically compatible with each other. Did a human choose one of them? Did they perhaps procreate? A shared ancestry is one option. This would mean that the different species split after the human's involvement in our creation. Yeah, if we go back to part, what was it, part 3? We finally met, we met the scientist that apparently is responsible for the creation of these dragons. And he didn't turn into a dragon himself. But apparently the dragons did end up developing some sort of myth involving that guy. And I think this is mostly what Lauren is referring to. A shared ancestor is one option. Okay, I have read that. If human DNA was involved in some way, this might explain how our different species came to be. Take a far ancestor of ours and apply various amount of human DNA. I don't think that's quite how genetics work. The result would be a number of different species, each with a different amount of resemblance to humans. Okay, this is getting weird. Interesting. I think I'm gonna go with okay, because I feel like if I say this is getting weird, it might make him a little sad. If I go with okay, this should be a more neutral answer. I could say interesting, obviously, but I'm not convinced that that's quite how genetics work. Yeah, his theory sounds a tad far-fetched. Let's go with okay. Now, it has been said that an upright stance and being able to walk on two legs is a more human trait. Right, well, not necessarily. Have you ever seen birds? Right, most humans walk on two legs, so that's true. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. In any case, it's one of the things that makes humans unique. I thought it was our opposite thumbs. As a result, some people believe that certain species share more traits with humans than others. I mean, yeah, have you ever seen chimpanzees? They think it makes them more noble or something. Luckily, this doesn't happen often. You can walk on two legs as well, right? Sure. In this theory of shared human DNA, this puts me somewhere in the middle since I still have wings and horns. I can see that. Can I say, my cat sometimes can also walk on two legs, and I'm pretty sure there was no human DNA involved there. Here, look at this one. What is this? Oh my god! Whoa! What is this monstrosity? I was gonna say what is this monstrosity going to be as a joke, but it is actually a monstrosity. I wouldn't want to live in the same town as this fellow. I'm not sure if this is much closer than the previous one. Actually, I think it's farther away. What's with the little horns? That's supposed to be a melting demon, perhaps? Let's go with this option here. Not even a little? No. Maybe a little. I'm not sure he's a particularly friendly one, though. Actually, I think this is supposed to be a human female. I mean, me. I mean, I'm quite certain that can we look at that again? No, turn off auto. How do I go back? Wait. How do I go back? There we go. I'm pretty sure that there are some men. There certainly must be some men out there who will agree with the following statement. I mean, who will agree that there are some times, at least once a month, that women. I hope no one is gonna take an offense at this. It's just a joke. It's just a joke, okay? I'm pretty sure they will agree that there are some times. How do I go back? Oh my God! Scroll wheel. Help! I went too far. There are times in a month that at least some women, actually do look like this, if you know what I mean. Oh God, though. I should not have laughed this hard at this. I should not have. Oh boy. Alright, let's go back to this. Not even a little, maybe a little. I'm not sure his particular friendly one though. Actually, I think this is supposed to be a human female. Oh God. Bad Mike. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good. Oh, I haven't laughed this hard, in quite some time actually. That was good. Oh boy. Oh, by the way, guys, before I forget, my got broken. I would check that clip later, man. I would definitely check it out later. Actually, I'm gonna open it on another tab on the PC on the side here, just so I won't forget it. Okay. Anyway, by the way, guys, before I forget, I was fiddling with some stream things last night, and some time ago, actually, last year or early this year, whatever. I tried to implement interactive sounds. I think that I'm not sure how that is called. Anyway, I tried to implement interactive sounds into my stream, so you guys in the chat can make sounds play on the stream. And it didn't work at that time. So I removed it. And last night I was fiddling, toying about with that thing again, and I think I got it working. So I think it's working. I don't know how to test it. So there's that. If you guys can figure it out, it's in there somewhere. I missed the image, so it's just laughing. No problem, have. The VOD of this stream is gonna be up on YouTube shortly after the stream ends anyway, so it's gonna be viewable there. Also, it's obviously gonna be viewable here on Twitch, but Twitch deletes the VODs after a few days. Oh, I actually ran out of breath. Actually, it's supposed to be a human female. Interesting. Yeah, sure. Let's just say interesting. Let's put it that way. There are. I need to drink some water. Excuse me, friends. Excuse me. I laughed so hard that my mouth got dry. There are some that don't think humans are friendly at all, though. Well, yeah, that can be said about a lot of us. So, fair game, I suppose. Really? So far, I've only heard positive things about us. Yeah, they have not met many humans. Some interpretations of our myths don't exactly paint you in the best light. Well, we don't paint ourselves in the best light most times anyway. I mean, have you ever seen our politics? There are also people who oppose the idea of human worship and what their involvement has meant for us. Yeah, don't worship humans. Really, don't. Bad idea. No. In what way? They say the human interference was unnatural and that we need to go back to get back to our roots. No, don't! Don't! Dinosaurs are not as cool as dragons. There, I said it. I said it. Change my mind. Mike, but dragons are not real. Dinosaurs were. Well, they're not real anymore either. and how do they think they can do that? Apparently, it means refusing to use modern technology and living in caves or the wilderness again. Is that so? Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold that thought, Lauren. Hold that thought. Hold on a second. I'm typing on the keyboard over here. No, I misspelled that. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought, Lauren. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. There we go. There it is. I'm gonna put the other computer on the screen for you guys. So I'm gonna reread this line here. Apparently, actually, let's go back to a couple lines. They say the human interference was unnatural and that we need to get back to our roots. And how do they think they can do that? This reminds me so much. Apparently it means refusing to use modern technology and living in caves or the wilderness again. This reminds me a lot of this meme over here. And boop. Reject humanity. Return to monk. It reminds me of this meme. Oh boy. Alright, let's continue. I mean, it's basically the same thing. Like an animal. Pretty much. Most of us think those people are crazy though. I've seen that for a while. I always have a meme at the end. Let's see. Wait, I missed what to say here? Pretty much. Most of us think those people are crazy though. They sound like the part for sure. I see. As long as they aren't hurting anyone, yeah, this here seems like a fair choice. They're harmless, really. You probably won't see one of them around here anyway. This is an interesting style though. Do you know how those pictures were made? No, I'm sure that information was provided when I looked them up in the library, but I didn't copy all of that. And you're using these as references. I make do with what I can get. Maybe now you can see why I wanted your help though. Alright, what do you want me to do? What do you need me to do? I just want to make some quick sketches. You can stand over there by the wall. Okay, I can certainly do that. I walked up to the spot he indicated. When I took my place, I saw that he had laid out a number of pens, paper, and other art supplies on the table. Oh, he's a fellow artist. Lovely. Oh, this is going to take a while, isn't it? I'll try to be quick about it. Yeah. I always say the exact same thing about every single picture that I ever draw. And truth be told, I can easily go for like 6 hours straight on Sundays drawing and barely be done, if at all, with a single sketch, let alone the full picture. Art takes time, my friends. Art takes a while. Do you want me to strike a pose or something? Don't be weird about it. A T-pose would be good, should be good to get started. I'm human. Let me impose my... I forgot the phrase. I don't know where I'm going with this bit. What's that? Just point your arms sideways, so you look like a giant. Oh, like a giant T. I almost read this as a giant t. Oh, I get it. Raising my arms to the sides, I wondered how long this would take. Yeah, have you ever tried holding your arms up? It actually hurts after a while. Great, now try to stay as still as possible. I'll try. I am already regretting this. Can I still talk? Sure, that should not be a problem. Sure, as long as you don't talk with your arms. Good thing I'm not Italian. I'm joking, my fellow Italians. I actually love Italian. That is a language I would like to learn after English. I already speak native Portuguese. I speak fluent English, and I would like to learn Italian. It's a fun language. It's also pretty. It sounds really beautiful, and I love the gestures. I love it. I just love it. It's so much fun. Actually, when I play PC Building Simulator, in that game there is a brand of hard drives, and I think they also make motherboards and stuff like that. It's called a Mortoni. I can't help but every time I see that and I am going to read the name out loud, I cannot help myself but to say it with an Italian accent and actually make a gesture with my hand as I say it. So instead of just saying, "Oh, hey, this guy here wants me to install a Mortoni hard drive in his computer," I say, "Oh, this guy wants me to install a Mortoni hard drive in his computer." It's fun. It's a really fun language. I like it. Mortoni. I love it. Told you you'd like this part. Yeah, this is fun. I think I am talking and laughing more than I'm actually reading the dialogues here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Sure, as long as you don't talk with your arms. As I wasn't allowed to move my head, I stared at Lauren sketching my figure. This went on for a few minutes until I suddenly heard the sound of a door opening. What is this? I'm not quite fond of this design. Hey, Lauren. Oh, I get it. Lauren Ipsum. I get it. Clever. Alright. Slurp was going to visit today. I totally forgot about that. Are you still working with the police? Yeah. You don't mind if I take a seat, right? You just want to study, Slurp. Like you aren't doing that already. Besides, this room is mine as much as it is yours. I'll just watch and be quiet. Oh, didn't he say he had a roommate or something like that? Yeah, that might be it. I thought you had experiments to run. And they are running. I'd rather not be confined to my tiny room for the next 2 hours, staring at the ceiling and waiting for them to finish. No experiments on Slurp. Yeah, please, let's not get weird. Yes, I'll just sit here and maybe take a few notes. I'm sorry, Slurp. This is my roommate and long-time best friend, Ipsum. Nice to meet you, Ipsum. Also, it's a long-time friend, but also a long dragon. It is an Eastern-style dragon, although whoever came up with this character's design, they took a more anthropomorphic approach, and there's not a criticism on the art. It's just a personal preference of mine, but I don't like anthros. I don't. His scientific bluntness may be off-putting, so please bear with him. Speak for yourself. So much for those two being best friends. Have you never heard of friendly bickering? That's a thing. Lauren returned to his drawing, the silence only being interrupted by the strokes of his pen. By the way, have you seen my Axoman sphere recently? Excuse me, a what? Didn't you take it with you when we went to the park the other day? Yes, I did. Well, that's the last time I saw it. I must have lost it then. I already searched the whole apartment. Did you go into my room? No. That sounds like a yes. Maybe someone found it. I had it registered in my name when I got it, so if anyone found it, it should show up sooner or later. What is an Ixoman sphere anyway? Actually, this kind of sounds familiar. I think I have seen this name before earlier in the game. It's just a glorified toy for grown-ups, really. You have no idea what you're talking about. An Exoman sphere is a very sophisticated tool with a countless number of uses. Like what? Like a smartphone? I mean, can we agree that a smartphone is basically a glorified toy for grown-ups? Because it is a tool of sorts that has multiple different uses. It is a phone, it is a camera, it is a GPS, it is a microcomputer, it is a internet browser, it is a gaming, well, I'm not gonna say it is a gaming platform because it is not a gaming platform. Smartphones, mobile is not a gaming platform. There, I said it. It can levitate and follow you around, take photos. Oh, I was actually not far-fetched with my comparison to a smartphone and being able to also function as a camera. It can levitate and follow you around, take photos. You can even use it as a calculator. Yep, it's a smartphone. Making it a glorified toy for grown-ups. My point exactly. I use it for my experiments. Well, if they can take photos, it's a smartphone! Well, if they can take photos, I wouldn't need to stand around like this. That is, if we had it here now. It is a great companion for all situations in life. It's much easier to draw from a live model than from a photo, though. To be fair, that does have some relevance. That actually does have some truth to it, because, excuse me, with a live model, whatever you are actually drawing, whether it be a person, it be an object, if you have the thing you can actually interact with while you are drawing it, you can move that thing around so you can see it from different angles, and that is actually extremely helpful for when you are using that as a reference. So you can get angles, anatomy, perspective, proportions, and all that sort of stuff correct on your sketch, on your drawing. So yeah, there is some truth to this. And reference something based on a single picture, most times that is enough, but there are so many cases where just one single picture showing one single side angle of a particular let's say subject in the picture. There are so many times when that is not enough, and you actually have to look up more pictures of something either similar to the same thing you are drawing or the exact same thing, so you can actually get things done right. There, I have had this issue many times when drawing dragons or even ponies, which are much simpler to draw, where I wanted to do something in particular, either an angle or I don't know, maybe get a paw drawn correctly, and I had to look up a few different pictures, even from different artists, to use as a reference because I could not get it right myself on my own. So yeah, also reminds me of that time when I was drawing a picture called Breathing Out. It's on my DeviantArt, by the way. I needed a few references so I could do the correct shading. I could do the shading and lighting correctly in relation to the position of the light source in the picture, and I couldn't really figure it out on my own how to do that correctly. So what I ended up doing instead of looking up some picture that could look somewhat similar to what I was doing, I just went into Garry's Mod, spawned the dragon model, and posed it like the dragon in my picture, and I put a light in the same position as it is in the drawing, so that way I could look at the dragon from different angles and actually study how the light worked in that configuration, and it was great. But yeah, there is truth to this here, that it is much easier to draw from a live model than from a photo. But yeah, easier for you, maybe? Yeah, I forgot my character is T-posing. I hope this doesn't take much longer because my arms went numb a while ago. Yeah, I think you can relax for now. I'm nearly done with this one. A tingling sensation went up my arms as I relaxed. Slowly I began to regain feeling in them. Alright, now turn around. It is actually the worst thing in the world, one of them anyway, when your leg goes numb and falls asleep. That feeling in itself is not so bad. The problem is when the leg starts to wake up again. The teeniest of tiniest moves on the leg during that process. The pain is so excruciating. Oh, it's horrible. Alright, now turn around. I thought we were done already. Not unless we want our humans to lack a backside. So that's what this is all about. You know what I mean. I know exactly what you mean. Is it my turn? Is it my turn to draw you now? Wait, that's what we're doing? That's not how it works. I wouldn't mind getting a portrait of myself. I can already see it. The light shining from above, caressing my luscious mane. Yeah, he does have a mane. Highlighting each lock as they interplay. This is going to be a long day. That depends on how fast you are. Lucky for my character, it's not me who's drawing him. Otherwise we would take days. Not just one long day, it would be several long days. As I was now facing the wall, I couldn't see what Laurie and Ibsen were doing. After a few seconds of silence, I heard some whispering coming from the couch. What are you talking about? I didn't want to be rude, but I was just curious about your vestments. He said, and I quote, "This would be more interesting if it wasn't for those clothes Slurp is wearing. Don't make this weird. Please don't make this weird." Really? I see how it is. Maybe here was a bad idea. I'm not sure I like where this is going. Let's go with really. I'm just saying it would be hard to study an insect if there was a piece of cloth draped over it. Wearing that much just seems odd to me. Dude, for crying out loud, you are a dragon. Come on, you have scales to protect you from the environment. The humans are basically hairless monkeys, glorified hairless monkeys. We are weird. We are weird. We need these pieces of clothing. Seriously, don't make this weird. If humans wear clothes like this, it's only appropriate to depict them as such. Thank you. And my scientific curiosity shall remain unsatisfied. Well, look on the bright side, Ibsen. Maybe you get lucky and I forget my friend's name. I forget what's the name of my friend? The guy with the gun? Whatever, that guy. Maybe the police catches him and he ends up getting himself shot and dies, so then you can dissect him to your curiosity's contents, whatever. I don't care. But me, I shall stay clothed. Thank you so much. I mean, you would not like me to ask you to remove your scale. Okay, that's not gonna be weird. Because Slurp is not here to do that. Thank you. We actually have a pretty big variety of vestments. I could tell you about it. Sounds good, but not right now. I have to finish this up first. Alright. So, Ibsen, I've heard a lot about experiments in science now. But what do you actually do? I work in the facility as a biologist with a minor in physics. In addition to the office, I also have my own setup here at home. I assure you, it's properly isolated from the rest of our apartment. It even has a fume, excuse me. It even has a fume hood to prevent accidents. But I only use it for the smallest of experiments. Usually things unrelated to my job. I thought he was gonna say, usually things unrelated to explosions. Sounds boring. No, it doesn't. Science is fun. It's the math part of science that isn't. Sounds interesting. Don't get him started, or we won't hear the end of it. Maybe you would like to talk about your hobby instead, Lauren. Isn't this already a hobby? I guess you could say so. I was talking about his other hobby, though. Who the frick slammed the door out there? Stop it. Oh, that. I don't know, it's a little embarrassing to be honest. I said, don't get weird. There's no need to be embarrassed about your hobbies. He likes flowers. Oh, that. He likes gardening. That's fine. He likes flowers. Once he even made a crown out of daisies. Cutest thing in the world. Don't listen to him. As usual, he only tells half the story. What's the other half then? I mean, flowers are nice. I have an extensive love for botany. I have an extensive love for botany. Now I got myself confused. Whatever, that word. The fern he keeps in his room must be the happiest plant alive. I find gardening to be very relaxing. Many people do, actually. Especially when the birds are singing in the morning. It's so nice to go out there with a nice cup of tea and work in the garden of our apartment building. Which reminds me, actually, gardening is many people find it to be a relaxing thing, and I actually do like flowers. Flowers are very pretty to look at, but I never would have the patience to tend to this sort of thing. If I were to have a pet plant or a flower, an actual real one, that thing would die in 2 days. Which reminds me, Ibsen here has quite an extensive tea collection. Although I'm not sure if he prefers to hoard tea or gadgets, it's a mystery. Well, he's a dragon, so he definitely likes to hoard something, probably. I can't say much because I also like to hoard some stuff myself. It's a mystery. I heard there was going to be a model of the Exoman sphere that can actually make tea. That's going to be a must buy. Can it also make cups, or are you supposed to sip it through sip it out? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Can it also make cups, or are you supposed to sip it out of the sphere itself? Don't be silly. You two sound just like an old couple. Couple? Us? Not really. We've known each other for a long time though, if that counts. Yeah, long date friends who are very good friends for a very long time. They do have this kind of dynamic. It is interesting actually. I think it does. By the way, Ipsel, you're not from here, right? What is that supposed to mean? Well, you look nothing like any other dragon I've seen so far. Yeah, he's an Eastern. I suppose that's true for Lorium as well. You're both pretty small. Oh, you're referring to their sizes? I thought he was talking about their body build. Their design. But you, Ibsen, you have hair. That's certainly new. It's not as unusual as you might think. But you're right. There aren't many of us in these parts. Imagine being smaller than the rest of the population would come with its own challenges. It's not that big of a deal. If something is unreachable for me, I can fly. This apartment was actually intended to house one dragon of a bigger size. That not only makes it fairly cheap, but it's also big enough for both of us. There's one thing I've been wondering. How do you even sit on one of those chairs? Wouldn't the backrest cause problems with your tails? I see what you mean. For me, it's never been a problem, because most chairs are bigger than I am. Fair point. It's just a question of getting into the right position. However, this might be different from those of us who mostly walk on four legs, but they usually don't use chairs like these at all. I've seen a few try though. I suppose they want to imitate humans this way. Even if they can't stand or walk like a human, they can try to sit like one. With varying results. Some I've seen looked really funny, I can imagine. Trying to fit in chairs they are too big for, or sitting in odd ways that clearly don't work with their anatomy. Anatomy, that's the word I was trying to think of when I said design and body build. I see. Laurie, you asked me about breath weapons last time, but I don't think you ever told me if you had one. Probably because it isn't worth mentioning. It may only be a very small flame, but it can get very hot. I mean, fire is hot, so eh. What about you, Ibsen? Yes, Ibsen. Yes, Ibsen. What about you? My breath weapon is elocution, since words are more powerful than anything else. That's deep. Sure, the same as mine then. Okay, I'll go with this one here. Alright, I'm done with this one. You can turn around. Really, but starting at the wall was so much fun. Does this mean we're done? Sure. I think I'm gonna go with sure, because this kind of sounds like I am very impatient. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Go back. Sure. Yeah, see, his reaction was more negative with the other one. I don't want to make him sad. Let's make one more. Maybe something dynamic. How dynamic are we talking about? Something that isn't static like the reference models I just did. You can just strike a pose. Something that's just you. Alright. Oh, so you mean like sleeping? Let me drink some water. What kind of pose should I go for? A normal pose, a thoughtful pose, a swimwear pose. This sounds like my character would pretend he's swimming in the water. A thoughtful pose reminds me of that statue of the thinker, you know, that guy who's sitting with his elbow on his knee and his head on his hand. Reminds me of that. I'm just gonna go with a normal pose. This one sounds too extravagant, and this one sounds too silly. Alright, what about this? Works for me. By the way, did you get the groceries when you came from work? Yes, just as usual. Are you just sure you're not in a relationship? Don't make this weird. I certainly am. Actually, Ibsen is deeply in love with his home laboratory. Oh, really? I'm not even going to deny that. When I'm not working on something at the office, I do so here. What are you currently working on? I've been looking into the physics of teleportation. You're talking about the portal, right? Well, I don't have permission to even approach the portal, so I have to resort to a theoretical discussion on its mechanics and make do with what I can pull off my home laboratory. Maybe I could tell you a few things. That won't be necessary. I have already read all the available test reports. Okay. Are you aware that using the portal could be incredibly dangerous? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Then you don't have a complete understanding of what the portal actually does and what it means for our world at large. In order for the portal to function, a natural wormhole is required. It is trapped and becomes the portal's entry. The portal manipulates the wormhole's exit. This way, something can be sent to whichever destination is chosen. Now, there is a theory about the purpose of the natural wormholes in the universe. It states that they act as the support pillars of the space-time continuum. How so? How should I explain this? I think the video game analogy worked pretty well. Sure, in a video game, what happens when you meet the edge of a map? You hit a wall? That happens in some games, but in others, you reappear on the opposite side. Right. Yeah, that's a good comparison. How does this happen? If our world was a perfect sphere, someone could just keep flying the same direction and eventually they would end up at their starting point again. Sure. Yeah, remember guys, Earth is round, not flat. This is just a result of physics. In the abstraction of a video game, however, it doesn't work like that. They don't try to replicate a spherical world, but use a 2D plane instead. This is getting confusing. Actually, not at all. Imagine a piece of paper with a world map printed on it. Right. While it shows the entirety of the world, it's still just a simple flat piece of paper rather than a sphere, right? Sure. Let us assume that in the game, our world map looks like that. Now, what happens when we approach the edge? Excuse me. I was drinking soda earlier, so sometimes my apologies. Now, what happens when we approach the edge and walk over its? What happens when we approach the edge and walk over it is that we are teleported to the opposite side. Okay? This doesn't actually make the game world a sphere, but rather a torus. A torus? You know, like a donut. If that's the comparison you want to make, okay, maybe he's hungry. Now, things are going to get really complicated. Are you familiar with the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics? Excuse me, what? Let's say I'm not. It states that every single time a choice is made by any actor that possesses a free will, the universe splits off into different branches. Oh, right. It's the multiple timelines theory. Yeah, I know that. This means that for every choice you have made, there exists a branch of the universe where you made a different decision. I see. Now, we can't communicate with these other branches in any way. You don't know what would happen if you had made a different decision just this morning. You could make an educated guess, but the only person who truly knows what would happen in that is that alternate you who has made that decision and is living its consequences. That is, unless we could communicate with those other branches. However, there is a barrier that prevents us from doing that. This barrier is made up of wormholes. How does that work? It is very similar to the torus world model that is used in games. As we approach the edge of our own world, the barrier causes us to end up on the other side instead. Does this mean we can get teleported to the other side like in video games? Not necessarily. It would be just as correct to assume that our universe is shaped like a torus. So, which is it then? Do we get teleported or not? That depends on how you look at the wormhole's function. Imagine this sheet of paper is the entirety of our world. He took a sheet of paper from Lauren's stack and showed it to me, marking a spot near the edge with a pen. And this is where you live. Unfortunately, your workplace is here, on the other side. He drew an X close to the right edge of the paper. If the world was flat, this would be very unfortunate. However, if the world was a torus, the left and right edges would be connected. You could take the shorter route to work by going over the edge. Now let's say that this is only possible because wormholes connect these two edges together. If you happen to be right at the very edge and looked beyond, everything will look perfectly fine for you. Even though these wormholes stay in their place, you would never know the world is actually flat, in that you can only travel to the other side because the wormholes connect the edges. He is not what are those guys called? He's not one of those people who believe the world is flat, is he? Come on. It actually would be funny if after all of this scientific jibble jabble, it would turn out that he believes the world is actually flat. You would think that the world is a tortoise, right? However, what if the wormholes don't actually bring you to the other side by teleporting you, but instead just bend the paper into the tortoise shape and hold the edges together? If these wormholes failed or were displaced, the paper would unfold, throwing the world into disarray. That's what the wormholes and the barrier actually do. They are what hold everything together. So they're really more like glue. If it wasn't for them, the overall construct would collapse in on itself. What construct? The entirety of time and space. Space-time, sorry. Now, if these theories are true, that would mean using a portal damages the barrier. Each time the portal is activated, the wormhole used for the teleportation is displaced, leaving a small gap where it used to be. This actually makes sense. Imagine... Here's how I'm seeing what he just explained here, guys. Imagine you get a piece of duct tape. Okay, duct tape is usually fairly strong in itself. If you try to rip it apart, you can, but you have to apply some force. But imagine that you glue one side of this duct tape to, like, I don't know, a table, for example, and you hold the other end stretching from the table. So there's a lot of duct tape in between you and the table, and you are pulling it. It's not giving way, it's not ripping itself apart. But if you take a toothpick or a needle and you start poking holes along the duct tape, mainly if you do it like in a line, for example, on the duct tape, every single one of those holes is going to make the structural integrity of the tape weaker, until it comes a point where it is so weakened that even without applying too much force to pull the tape away from the table, it will rip apart right along those holes you made. So yeah, this makes perfect sense actually. Do this too often and the overall system will destabilize eventually. Yeah, just as I explained. Alright, maybe you shouldn't talk about your theories. Maybe you shouldn't talk about your theories about how the world is going to end. Yeah, we all know it's gonna end with an asteroid. Spoiler alert. Nothing's going to happen because the portal was used a few times. I just hope humanity is aware of its implications. Maybe we can collaborate, and maybe I can drink a little bit of water. I certainly hope so. Your researchers seem to know what they're doing. I just wish I could be a part of it. With everything that's going on, the future looks incredibly exciting. What do you think is going to happen, Ibsen? Now you get him started. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, he wasn't started yet? The knowledge contained within your PDAs could propel innovation forward by unseen lengths, meaning a lot more experiments for you to do, which would be terribly exciting. Personally, I'm more interested in the social implications. What do you mean? Yeah, social networks, that's a no-no. That would definitely have implications. I don't expect there to be just a back and forth of ambassadors forever. Are you talking about colonies? Oh, I bet Lauren would jump at the opportunity to live in the human world. I'm not sure that would be a good idea. I second that motion. Why not? Obviously, such an endeavor would need a lot of preparation. We would need to learn about their culture and adjust appropriately. I'd expect we'd send an ambassador over there long before that would happen, though. We hardly know anything about their world. Well, actually, humans would want to, dissecate you guys, and that will not end up well. Everything is still up in the air as far as diplomatic relations go. We have no idea what the situation could be like in just a week. Yes, and it's also incredibly exciting. It's kind of arguable. Don't get too excited though, or else you're going to ruin your drawing. It's almost done anyway. Don't forget to save it, Lauren. Always remember, guys, always save your progress frequently. Whatever you're doing, always save it. Having said that, there we go, saved. Here, what do you think? Lauren leaned over, holding up the paper to Ibsen. Ibsen looked at the paper closely, his gaze shifting back and forth between me and the paper several times. After a few seconds, he seemed to be finished with his evaluation. As a scientist, my professional opinion is that this part looks a little long. He pointed his sharp claw at the part of the paper Lauren was holding. Are you sure? Let me see. If I wasn't sure, I wouldn't have said it. I think you're right. That I am. I almost made a bad joke when he... I'm not going to complete the sentence. Lauren reached for his eraser, purging a few lines from the paper before he switched to his pen again. And it's done. See, what would you ever do without me? I don't think I'd hear as many explosions in the middle of the night. You were happy about it when you forgot to set your alarm that one time. Ugh. Suddenly, the sound of an alarm resounded throughout the room. Oh, my experiment is done. I was expecting they would at least throw the alarm sound effect here. That would have been fun. It's been very silent so far, actually. Oh, you know what? Here's an alarm sound. It didn't work. Why isn't this working? It should be. I'm pushing a button over here, and it should play a sound. It didn't work. They are working? Well, why am I not hearing it then? What the? Wait. Did the game sound bug out maybe? Hold on. Hold on. The worms. Uh-oh. That was actually ICQ. I don't hear anything. Wait, something's wrong here then. I don't have sounds on Windows. Oh, there we go. Now I hear stuff. So you guys want to know what happened? No, I wasn't hearing anything at all. I thought the entire game was completely mute. It had no sounds, nothing, not even music. So you know what happened? You guys want to know what happened? Let me take off my headset. So my headset, these headphones here, they have a volume control wheel on the back side of the left cup. And what happens, what I believe happened here is, every time that I pick them up to either put on my head or take them off, in order to hold this thing properly, I obviously put my fingers around the left cup with my left hand, and my thumb, it goes extremely close to the volume control wheel on the cup. So in one of these times that I took it off or on, I probably must have accidentally shifted the wheel, so I removed all sound. That must be what happened. So yeah, there's his alarm sound. There, alarm done. Oh my god, I feel so stupid now. Oh, okay, now I can hear the game. It's so much better with sound. Oh boy. Oof indeed. Oof indeed. You know what? I deserve this one here. I deserve this one. Oh man. Oh, my experiment is done. And there he goes. Charming fellow, isn't he? He's alright. He sounds fun. Yeah, I can stand him. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. He certainly keeps things interesting around here, and he's a good art critic. I can imagine. Anyway, looks like we're done here. Phew! It feels good being able to move again. Would you like to stay for dinner? Another dinner with a dragon? Would you like to stay for dinner? It'd be the least I can do to compensate you for your lost afternoon. Let me see, what time is it? It's getting late and I probably shouldn't stay out this long. Looks like I'll have to decline for now. I see. Well, wasn't it morning? Did we really spend the entire day doing this? I see. Well, I gotta do something for you at least. Don't worry about it. Maybe some other time. If you say so. Thanks for doing this at any rate. It's been a huge help. Yeah, I don't know. Don't worry about it. Really. Alright. I should really get going now. Sure, take care. Thanks, you too, Lauren. I don't want to see you dead the next morning. Ooh, pretty. Oh, there's the asteroid. Chapter 5. Conflict. Oh, Mav, stop psyching me up. Ah! No. Yeah, don't tell me some beloved character is gonna die again. After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Check the status screen. Oh boy. I don't like this. I don't like this. Last time this popped up, I think it was just called Anna. Was the one here? She got killed. Come on, man! Come on! Come on! Today's the day of the big fireworks. Who shall we bring? I don't like this. While I was sure any of those I knew would agree to watch the fireworks with me if I asked, I ultimately decided to go alone, not wanting to impose on anyone if they hadn't asked me first. After making some preparations for the day, I set out to experience these fireworks I had heard so much about. When I left my apartment, I realized just how eerily deserted the rest of the place felt. They really weren't kidding when they said everyone would watch the fireworks. I imagined there were a couple of designated places people gathered for this purpose. I had no doubt they were crowded beyond belief. While I waited for the fireworks to start, I looked at the area around me. With no soul in sight, I realized I hadn't actually spent many nights outside and was reminded of the day I had arrived here at my apartment in total darkness, with only Remy by my side. Soon, is Remy still alive? Yeah. Soon, the total stillness was broken with the sound of the first rocket descending. Its explosion painting a circular pattern in the sky. More rockets followed, their quantity and frequency steadily increasing. That is pretty. As the explosions battered my ears, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public of an event this was and how everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to make his move. Oh, that's his name, Reza. Ah, Mav. Ah, man. Remy was a very fun little character. Ah, this is quite a bummer. I'm gonna drink. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sounds of the fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much security as he could ever have. How much ammo does he have? As the portal had been repaired by the administrator, I forgot about that guy. Reza would have no trouble making his getaway, and I was the only one who knew. I ran to my apartment and briefly considered calling the police as I grabbed a few things. However, I soon remembered that they were not only already understaffed, but that I might waste precious time if I tried to do so. I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off and didn't appear to have been used recently. But it meant Reza was still here somewhere. I looked around, thinking about where he would be or if it was worth waiting for him here, when I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Hesitating, I drew nearer. Oh, who was this? No, that was a police officer. I checked Sebastian for any signs of life and found nothing. These are gunshot wounds. This one in here at least seems to be. That could be just a splatter. However, his body was still warm. Reza was here very recently, but he hadn't used the portal just yet. Why? Sebastian's guard post was not just the portal itself, but also the surrounding area. Since Reza was already here, he probably had some unfinished business very close by. The underground building. The administrator had told me all about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew would be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. He also didn't have to go far from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but in the end I decided it would be better to meet him underground. If there was going to be a confrontation, I was sure I would have the advantage in a more crowded space. Even in the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site where they had unearthed the building's entry, as it was in a roped-off area that I had seen from afar before. Is this the underground lab? When I entered the building, I was met by a long, illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be close. I wasn't surprised at the building still having electricity, since its generators were also powering the portal. Yeah, okay, having electricity, sure, we can let that pass, but how is everything so clean? And how come none of the light bulbs gone bad after all those years? I mean, these things do last a long time, but I would imagine that at some point by now they would at least some of them would be weakened. Anyway, suddenly one of the doors opened, and out came Reza carrying a large cardboard box. When he spotted me, he sat on the ground. Slurp, you're here. You don't know how glad I am to see you. I want to talk to you with you for so long. I even tried to contact you, but I couldn't with someone tailing you the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you are here, we've got everything. Come on, help me with this and let's get out of here. No. No? What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything until you answer a few questions. You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We've probably got a few hours if we wanted to. None of them would disturb us here. We could even get the backup generator as well after we sent this one over. When did you realize we were in the past? How did you know about the comet? Oh, it's a comet, not an asteroid. I've known for a while. It's what I wanted to talk to you. It's what I wanted to talk with you about when we met at the portal. How about you? I'm doing okay, thanks. Just depressed because you killed my friends. You freak. I only recently found out. Looking back, it just seems so obvious to me now. To me now, not now. I'm not sure how exactly you figure it out, but there are so many damn clues when you could think about it. I mean, how could a supposedly completely different, independent civilization speak the same language as us? What was this supposed to be? An alternate reality? No, it was just a different time. When was there ever anything resembling these creatures on Earth? Have you ever heard of dinosaurs? I mean, Sebastian looked a lot like a raptor. It's all hard. You kill him, by the way. I want to strangle you? Anyway, it's not hard to make the jump from dragons to dinosaurs when some of them here look pretty damn near identical to dinosaurs we knew about. And then, there are also prehistoric fruits, the plants, and the fact that their technological level is nearly exactly the same as our own past society. But we don't even have to think that abstract. You just need to look at the sky. The sun, the moon, even the stars are the same. Constellations change over time, of course, but we could account for that stuff. You could have just pointed your PDA at the sky and it would have told you the time period, including the imminent threat of being eradicated. You could even see the meteorite in the sky. Yeah, I spotted that this time. Apparently I missed that thing for at least two play sessions of this game. Someone had to tell me about that for me to remember and pay attention to now. You could even see the meteorite in the sky and how it would change its position day after day. Are you done being condescending? I guess so. You killed those dragons, Reza. What a brilliant deduction, Sherlock. Why did you do it? Do you really need me to spell it out? I thought better of you. So he is indeed the murderer. God, I hate this guy. After I found out the truth about this place, I knew just waiting for excuse me. I knew just waiting for the generators we were on was not an option anymore. It would have taken who knows how long, but I didn't intend to stay a day longer than necessary. You wouldn't believe how hard it was for me to acquire some generators. Some of the dragons didn't go down easily. Of course not, you stupid. They're dragons. What did you expect? But who cares what they got back the generators I stole? With just this one, we won't need any of the others. How could you do this? How could I do this? Let me ask you this. What harm is there really in taking their generators when their whole civilization will be gone in a few weeks anyway? The ones I killed just died a little earlier than scheduled. God, I hate this guy. Oh my god, I hate this guy. Even if that creep hadn't shown up and interrupted our meeting, we wouldn't have had the time for them to make the generators for us. I think he's referring to Officer Maverick. How about we don't let them all die? They aren't going to be extinct. They aren't going to be extinct anytime soon, if that's what you are concerned about. I paid the hatchery another visit before I came here. Oh god, what did he do? With the right persuasion, I think we'll have plenty of reasons to keep at least some of them around. Bodyguards, border patrols, weapons. I hate him! Even as pets or companions, as long as we make the necessary changes. I hate him! Ah! Also, even if these dragons were not sentient, I am quite certain that having a dragon as a pet would be an awful idea. Unless it was the size of a cat, it would be a terrible idea to have a dragon as a pet. Seriously. See, it's not as bad as you might think. No, actually, it sounds really worse than I thought. I'm not going to just abandon them like that, only for their whole civilization to be wiped out. Get your priorities straight, Slurp. Next, you'd rather starve because you suddenly empathize with the stake. Well, with that one, I can actually agree. I can actually agree with that one. Steak at 3 in the morning? Wonderful. And you're not satisfied with just starving by yourself. No, you're going to let us all. You're going to let all of us starve because you want to impose your morals on everyone. Since you do think that you get sorry. Since when do you think that you get? Since when do you think that? Oh my god. I should stop trying to follow along with the mouse cursor. This gets me confused. Actually, do notice that the times I am reading without making so many mistakes is usually when the mouse cursor is still somewhere and not trying to follow along with the words. Yeah, this is not a karaoke. Let me put this away. Since when do you think that you get to have any say in this? You know why you're here. What you're proposing is treason, and you know the consequences. Personally, I don't mind if you want to stay here. You know, I don't care about a corporal punishment. Just let me through and you can do whatever you wish. I can do that, Reza. Let me try and make a HAL 9000 voice. I'm afraid I cannot let you do that, Reza. I see how it is. They've told you they need this generator to stop the comet, huh? And now you've become their lackey. Don't tell me you've been drinking up with that. Don't tell me you've been drinking up what they've been telling you. You know they have as much of a vested interest of a vested interest? Yeah, that's right. As much of a vested interest in this whole thing as humanity does. That I and you do. That it. Hold on. Oh my god. That I and you do, or at least used to. Okay, this bit here threw me off for a loop. Do you think they wouldn't? What the heck is that noise out there? Stop it. Do you think they wouldn't do the same thing if it was their families on the line instead of ours? Their entire world is on the line here, you stupid. They live in perfect harmony with their perfect green energy. I actually should read this a bit differently. They live in perfect harmony with their perfect green energy source and no reason for wars or conflicts, yada yada yada. We had that too. And you know what happened to them? And you know what happened then? Of course you do. This is such an idiotic trope, you know. Random person meets weird natives, learns their ways, and then ends up saving them. What's wrong with that? It works. What do they need you for, huh? Maybe they're going to be extinct for a reason if they can't even save themselves. You know of our suffering, yet you let them have it. I don't care what happens to them, but unlike you, I was at least trying to save humanity. At any cost. We have the solution right here, and you want to get philosophical now? Don't you think we deserve it? Not like this. Not like this. Also, raise my voice like that. I need water. They've had it for who knows how long. Now it's time for us. Oh, he's jealous. This is pure jealousy. Not like this. Do you think I like it? Well, you sure don't seem to have a problem doing it. You sure don't seem to have a problem with this. So yeah, in a way, from a certain point of view, yes, you do. And I don't like you for that. If there was a different way, I wouldn't have spent the last few weeks doing what you didn't. We don't live in this fairy tale world of yours where there is a perfect solution for everything. You should know that. Just being here for a few weeks must have messed you up. I think I know why. You got too used to all the comforts they have here. You actually don't care if they all die back home, do you? As long as you can stay here, in this perfect little world of yours. You have discarded everything and everyone back home and replaced it with this. Maybe it is because you just don't have a life back home. I can even understand that a little. I can even understand that a little. Of course, it would be nice to just stay here where they have everything that we don't. But being here also reminded me of everything I hated about our world. About our world as it used to be. The pettiness and the politics. Say about the solar flare what you want, but it leveled the playing field and gave people like us a chance to make a difference. What? That was still an option before. Come on. I did joke about politics earlier, but it's not like this, Reza. You imbecile. For all of our efforts, what did we get? A vote that was meaningless in a sea of stupidity and lies. Now everyone has to pull their own weight. We make the rules. You, of all people, should understand. Of course they wouldn't. They haven't experienced how it is to live like we do now, to see the world burn and everyone you know die around you. Well, technically, if we don't help them, that is exactly what's going to happen to them, so you shut up. And because I won't let the same thing happen to them, my point exactly. How many do you think died back home just in the 2 weeks you've been here because we don't have power for the hospital, huh? Do you think those victims aren't worth mentioning? Or do you just care about the few dragons I killed? Our city is the last bastion of civilized society in a world where nothing else is left. Honestly, I am not defending Reza. I have already stated a few times that I hate him. But to be the devil's, what's it called? Devil's advocate, I think that's the term. To act as a devil's advocate for a brief moment here. He does have one teeny tiny point over here. It is not his actions. It does not, however, justify his actions not one bit. Especially when we now know that there is a way to save the dragon world, and saving the dragons here allows the generators to be produced and then sent over to the human world, so that world can also be saved. So therefore, you can save both. He's just really dumb. But yeah, he's jealous. He is filled with hatred, which is driven by his jealousy. And honestly, he's just blind to what is right in front of his face. He thinks he's acting. He certainly thinks he's acting in the best possible way. He's making the best possible choices, but really, honestly, he's not. Even though he thinks he is, he's not seeing the actual full picture. This guy, I don't like him. Maybe you have forgotten about them, but I haven't. How many of us do you think will still be there in a month, a year, or are they just a statistic to you? The same could be said for the dragons. What do you want me to do? Talk me down from doing this? And then what? It's too late anyway. You think they're just going to let us go after what I've done? You think they're just going to let us go after what I've done? That chance. Well, actually, they won't let you go, but I am on the clear. Actually, I was supposed to have left ages ago. Who was that dragon? Was it a minister? I can't remember. That lady there, that I joked about how ugly she was on part. I think it was part 2 or part 3. I can't remember. She actually wanted me to go away and return to the human world because it would be safer. But anyway, whatever you may think, You'll find that our leaders back home agree with my course of action. Why are you telling me this? Because I expect you to join me. That's not going to happen. Ha! Fat chance. And you call yourself an ambassador? This generator is the only thing we need for our city to survive. How can you even argue about this? The dragons also need a generator, and I'll do what is necessary to stop you if I have to. So, that makes you judge, jury, and executioner. What a wonderful set of morals you have there, Slurp. Oh, they're sure better than yours. We only need to wait until the comet has passed safely. You think you can stop the comet? You need this generator to do that? Sure. And if your plan fails, then not only is this world gone, but also lose any and all hope to save our own. We are so close now. We can't risk anything. We can't risk anything by waiting for your crazy plan when back home they are dying by the minute. I will not let you. You only want to save your own two-faced hide because you don't want to face the consequences of what you did. Why are you laughing about this? Because it's a joke. It must be. I'm the one with the gun, and you thought you could just waltz in here and lecture me. Listening to you was fun and all, but the grown-ups must get back to work now. I mean, what are you going to do? You can stop me now anyway. Actually, I can. I opened the cloak I was wearing to review an improvised bomb I had made from a generator. When did that happen? Oh, he did say he went back inside to pick up a few things. What is this? You showed me how to do it, with the little trap you set at the farmhouse. That wasn't intended for you. It doesn't matter. You set it for someone. You set it to kill. Where did you even get a generator? After the police reclaimed the generators you stole, it was easy for me to take one when I was alone in the department, just in case. I set the bomb on the ground between us. With it and me between. Oh my god. Why my brain wants to read this section here as with it laid, as in with it laid on the ground. That's not what it says. With it and me between Reza and the exit, he would have to listen. So, what's the plan? I'll tell you what's going to happen. You leave the generator and turn yourself in. You know what? I think you're bluffing. If you set off that bomb, not only do we both die, but you destroy the generators as well. And and with them, any chance of saving either world. You would never do that. Oh, hi there. He pulled out his gun and pointed at me as he slowly started closing the distance between us. What is this going to be, Slurp? Killing all of us, or just this world? Reza was right. In reality, the bomb provided no real leverage against him. If his goal was truly to save our city back home at any costs, he would not turn himself in. Even if the threat of setting off the bomb was a real one, his best chance would be to at least try to kill me now. I turned around and started running. No! I heard gunshots. Immediately I felt the most excruciating pain I've ever experienced resonate through my arm. As I kept sprinting as far as I could, I heard a beeping sound that made me realize I had I had inadvertently activated the bomb when I was hit. Out of bullets, finally! How many bullets did this guy have? Out of bullets, Reza was not far behind me as we both scrambled towards the exit. Just as I reached the outside, the bomb went off. The explosion battered my ears as the shockwave sent me flying. I collided with the ground and immediately felt a hail of debris. I cowered, waiting for it to die down. After a few seconds, I turned around and looked at the sky where the fireworks still painted patterns in the stars. With one hand, I reached toward my injured arm only to find it wet with blood from my bullet wound. My whole body was numb. But I could not give up now. I slowly got up, looking around the area to get some perspective of the situation. Not far from where I was, I saw Reza lying on the ground. He wasn't moving. Before I move on here, let me say something. And I have no idea what's going to happen next, but if I were to guess, once everything were to be explained, I have a feeling that the dragons would actually side with me, even though apparently I intentionally accidentally destroyed that generator there in the underground lab, because you know, contest, not contest, context, and well, the situation I was in. So out of the outcomes, I suppose this would have been the best one. And although there's still the comments to worry about, but I could have died. That's something, I guess. Actually, if my character had been killed by Reza, so essentially would be the dragons. That would have been not only my death sentence, but also theirs. I'm pretty sure there should be still something possible to do. You just doomed both the dragon and human world to die. Good job. Well, to be honest, to be fair, Reza's option was not that much better either. Yeah, let's move on. I don't know what point I'm trying to make here, I guess. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's gonna leave a mark in the morning. As I got closer, I spotted the gun next to him. I won't let them find this. Why not? I took it with me, hiding it in one of my pockets as I started making my way towards the portal with slow and uneasy steps. I was shaking and my vision was blurry. Every inch of movement felt like a new and harder chore than the last. Eventually, my legs gave in and I collapsed to the ground. Oh, come on, the dragons are not gonna find me and tend to my, bless you, and tend to my wounds and ask what happened, and then we will work on I don't know, making a new generator to try and save the world or something. I resigned to my fate as I watched the night sky, illuminated by the colorful explosions of the fireworks. Suddenly, I was lifted off the ground and as I opened my eyes, I saw the masked face of the administrator. I just could not let it happen. I had to stop him. I had to try. Somehow. The administrator started moving, carrying me. Unfortunately, it seems like the generators were destroyed as well. So this is how it ends, with humanity doomed to fade into history, and the dragons facing extinction. Our hope is not lost. It never was. What are you going to do? I'm going to send you back in time. We'll just try again, and maybe we'll do better next time. Oh, that easy. By now we had arrived at the portal. The administrator gently set me down before moving towards the portal's controls. You will probably forget most of what happened. The teleportation tends to do that sometimes, especially when someone is transported several times in quick succession. Maybe you remember a thing or two, and maybe they'll help you do better next time. Maybe. I'll see you on the other side. These eyes are kinda odd. I heard the sound of the portal starting to do its work as the numbness and pain suddenly left my body. Things I had experienced and things I hadn't flashed across my mind as I was teleported. I felt free. You say that now, but go back to what Ibsen was saying. You just moved to another timeline. Yeah, I know. Actually, that's easy. That easy. That's actually mostly a joke. Oh man, that's it. Ah, this ending sucked. Oh, really cool story though. I have said this before. Actually, I believe I said this on the first and second parts of this game. I am not a fan of this style of game, of this kind of game. What's this called again? Visual novel? Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not a fan of this kind of game. I actually just don't like it. But this one in particular, I got curious about it. I put it on my wish list, and eventually a friend bought it to me and gifted it to me. And I decided to. Well, I actually was not expecting much out of this game, to be honest. So that is one of the reasons why my character's name is Slurp. A stupid name like that, because I came into this game with very low expectations, and that is also not one of the reasons why I decided to play this exclusively on live streams, because I wanted to have genuine reactions. And I am actually impressed. I actually like this game. Peter! Hello there! Welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday! Thank you for joining. How are you? Saturday? No, sorry. I meant Friday! It's still Friday for us. Thank you for joining. If you do play through it again and get the other plots, you link the events together, and why or how the others. Yeah, I actually do intend on playing again. And actually, I might start today, actually. Let's see, for how long have I been streaming? About 2 hours, more or less. Yeah, I still got time to start another playthrough. You have seen the neutral ending. And that was the neutral? Ah! That was neutral. You experienced just one of the many different endings of Angels with Scaly Wings. In order to see the story's conclusion, you will have to play through the game a number of times. During the next playthrough, you may want to make different choices. You may even find the information you've gained this time to be helpful. Sometimes you might even notice that prior choices have changed the character or aspect of the game's world permanently. Oh. At any rate, feel free to employ the game's skip buttons, Control and Tab generously, as by default, they will only skip text that you have already seen, making subsequent playthroughs much more palatable. Ah, that's good to know. Can you find all the different endings? You have seen your first ending. It begins. Got an achievement over here. Oh man, that ending sucked. It was awful. The ending was awful. The game is awesome, actually. Like I was saying, I don't like this style of games, but this one, I came into it with very low expectations, and I actually was caught by surprise. It's fun. I like it. But yeah, like I was saying, I do still have time to start another playthrough, so let's do it. Continue your journey, Slurp. Oh, it even carries out the name. Trauma. Chapter 1. You think... Oh my god. Oh, man, stop it! Stop it! Bad dragon. Bad dragon. Yeah, I can imagine there must be much worse endings. But you have to agree with me. That ending was awful. I awoke from uneasy dreams looking at an unfamiliar ceiling. Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. After a good stretch, I looked around the room, illuminated by the sunlight coming in from the window. Outside in the distance, the portal I had emerged from proudly stood on the peak of a small hill. It was just the consequences of your own choice, I guess. I see what you did there. Oh, really? One of them had me in tears for hours. Oh, no, gosh. I hope I don't get that ending, Mav, because I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to get hit in the fuse like that. Nuh-uh. I think I already had enough with Anna. Now I shall say it again. Make sure each choice you get to pick. Stick with one or two each time, so you can review more. Oh, so you mean like if I choose to speak to one particular dragon, that I talk to them again at least twice more when I'm offered a choice? Is that it? Getting ready, I noticed something lying on the table. It was the note Remy had left for me. Remy had left for me in case I needed anything, along with his own home phone and work number. Oh, this is I think it's back from the point I first arrived into this world. And if you was paying attention, you have picked up on hints from what they said last time. Ooh, I have a bad memory. Hopefully I will remember. Also, hopefully I was paying attention, actually. Where was I? There were also some numbers for delivery of food and other necessities, as well as emergency and even janitorial services. He had certainly thought of everything, even though I now had to wonder what a dragon plumber might look like. He probably has a mustache, his scales are probably red, and his underbelly might probably be blue, and he probably has an Italian accent. So like when you get to choose to spend time, when you get to choose who to spend time with, you need to meet them 4 or 5 times if I recall correctly. So once a chapter to reach one of their ends. Oh, I see. So yeah, I think I was right then on my assumption there, except on the number of times I would have to meet them. All right, I get it. I think I get it. Hopefully I remember. My musings were interrupted by the doorbell when the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, I was met by another dragon. Let me drink water in the meantime. System. My records indicate you have already experienced this section in its Sorry, I bugged out. Rebooting. My records indicate you have already experienced this section in a satisfactory manner. If you wish, we could skip sections like these, which you have already cleared before. No need to read everything again, isn't that great? How is this different from just using the skip buttons like Control and Tab, you might ask? Well, here's the deal. Using the skip buttons can be tedious, especially when encountering puzzles you've already solved before or when faced with a long dialogue trees. Sometimes it's just easier to jump over a whole section than speeding it through, you know? So, during relevant sections, I will come in and ask you if you don't want to just outright jump ahead. Sounds good so far? Anyway, there are times when you might still want to choose not to jump ahead like this and use the skip buttons as usual. That's totally fine. Both methods have their own advantages and disadvantages. Jumping ahead will often skip minor choices that can be made, especially during character sections with lots of dialogue options. This can include parts that would unlock new achievements. However, jumping ahead will never skip important choices that you have to make, such as those that could result in good endings or the choices you make during your investigations. It's up to you whether you want to use it or not, but it might save you some time. Either way, the choice is yours. Would you like to skip ahead? Yeah, sure. As you wish. Bryce led me back to the apartment. I guess there wasn't much left there. My brain wants me to say much left for me to do, but left is not here. I guess there wasn't really much for me to do in the meantime, as I was spared the more arduous parts of the investigation. Maybe I should have been glad about this, though now I had an afternoon to fill. What should I do? Alright, let's see. Hey! They're all alive! They are all alive! Don't answer the question. I am asking this to myself, so no spoilers. I really hope there's an ending where everyone lives, where everybody lives. I should say like the doctor in that episode when he says, "For at least once, everybody lives." Yeah. All right. Let's see. Who am I gonna talk to? I think Anna died way too early in the playthrough. I think I'm gonna talk to her. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to her. Let's meet with Anna. She told me to meet her here, so she's got to be around somewhere. The production facility had many different wings, covering everything from research to processing in addition to production. It was easy to get lost if you didn't know where you were going. I heard some commotion in the distance, and when I approached, I was surprised to see not only Anna but Remy as well. They seemed to be in the middle of a heated conversation. I thought it would be inappropriate to approach now, so I remained several paces back, out of their field of vision, but still close enough to be able to make out their words. Words, not words. We have heard the rumors. So you come to me on the basis of rumors? Again, guys, on today's stream I decided not to try and make the voices because they actually all sound the same. In my brain, it sounds like I'm actually making different voices for each one of these characters, but when I was watching back some past VODs, everyone sounds the same. Every dragon sounds the same. So yeah. Also, it makes it easier for me. So you come to me on the basis of rumors. Is that how you operate? What do you want from me? This is not the first time you've been in trouble, you know. They might not be so lenient with you this time. I don't know what you're talking about. Consider this a warning. You should proceed carefully for your own good. If you wanted to threaten me, the least you could have done was to send someone more intimidating. Oof. Heavy stuff there, Anna. Heavy stuff. I mean, he's a nice looking dragon. No, wait, I skipped it by accident. Go back! Ah! You may be larger than I am, but even I can see that you're just a big coward. Oh, that's harsh. You wouldn't dare to put your dirty claws on me. I wouldn't. I'm here as a courtesy to you, not to threaten or intimidate. Do with that information whatever you wish. You know we'll be back, and if they find anything, there will be consequences. Do you think I care? This attitude of yours is not helpful. Neither are you. Well, I've said what I came here to say. Good luck. Whatever. Remy turned to leave and started walking my direction. I ducked behind a pillar, and when he went past, I wasn't sure if he'd seen me. Either way, he left, and I was safe to approach now. My records indicate you have already experienced this scene in a satisfactory manner. Would you like to skip to the end? Yeah, sure. If I recall correctly, this section here is basically where Anna asks for a blood sample to run some tests, and then we go have some coffee, I guess, or one of us asks the other if we can go have coffee together to meet. I don't know, can't remember. As you wish. Oh yeah, we went to get some coffee. Just look at that, I won. Oh yeah, we had a little game. Someone had to. This turned out to be. You go for breakfast and play a game with the questions. Yeah, that's what I meant, Mav. See, my memory is not that great. This turned out to be more fun than I expected. Of course, the main reason for that is because I won, but still, I get it. You won. You're great, etc., etc. That is true. So, when should I come for the tests? Actually, I'm not sure if I'll get a spot for them in the facility anytime soon. But I'll be sure to let you know. All right, Oh no, wait. I think my character is referring to the results of the test, the blood test. I'm quite sure you will. But you know what? This wasn't so bad after all. Maybe I'll let you have your date. Excuse me, what? Really? Sure. I mean, you didn't win, but I think you earned it nonetheless. Or maybe I'm just that nice. Okay. Well, it's up to you. Call me if you're interested. I'll let you know. I'm still going to collect my prize, though. I'm sure you make sure of that. You bet I will. In any case, I should get going now. My break is just about to end. Bye! Bye! I wasn't sure what I had expected out of this encounter, but it certainly wasn't this. After all, proposing a proper date was my way of sticking it to her for being rude. Oh yeah, she was a bit rude. Still, proposing a date to a dragon? I mean, my character's a human. It's weird. I like dragons, just let's not make it weird, okay? Okay, game. Are you on the same page on that? Okay. Even though I lost the bet, she didn't seem to mind going on a date with me. As long as she got what she wanted. Whether I would follow up, whether I would follow up on it was up to me, though. Well, I guess I will have to follow up on that now, because apparently now I have to meet up with her another 4 times. She's not on the list anymore, right? Get someone deserved rest. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. I guess... No, wait, if I order some lunch, that would basically be the cue to talk to... Adine? Is this her name? Adine? Yeah, I think it's Adine. That's Remy, Anna, Lauren, Bryce, Adine. Yeah. Okay. Sebastian died on the other timeline. At the end of the other timeline. I kind of feel like going to talk to him. Or maybe Bryce. Bryce is a cool dragon. And he's a police chief officer. Also, I had just talked to Lauren and he was killed. God damn you, Reza. God damn you. I don't know. Get some well-deserved rest. Well, I suppose that if I have to stick with Anna, it might be the best choice then to pick this one here. Get some well-deserved rest, so that way I can be offered the option to talk to Anna again sooner, so without interacting with these other guys. So, yeah, let's do this. In the end, I decided to spend the day relaxing in my apartment. I didn't know when things would start to pick up again, but I figured it would be better to get some rest as long as I still could. I don't like that sound. Hope. Chapter 2. My records indicate you have already experienced this section. Yeah, let's skip. I don't remember what happened here, but let's skip. This is pretty. It was a relief to leave the crime scene. Alright, this is when the first dead body appears, in a park. I mean, this part I just skipped was when a dead body was found in the park. And I think Adine, that yellow dragoness, that is a waitress slash deliverer, the delivery dragon. I think it was her who was a witness to... No, she found the dead body. Yeah. And I was called to help with the investigation because apparently the body had gunshot wounds. So yeah, that was that. It was a relief to leave the scene, the crime scene, considering all that had happened. When I reached into my pocket to take a look at the list, however, I found something unexpected. It was a small piece of paper with the word Tatsu written on it. How did it get there? Did this happen before? I don't remember. Oh, hi. My earlier encounter with a masked person was the only time today someone was close enough to smuggle something into my pocket. I figured if someone like Bryce tried to do something like that, I definitely would have noticed. Oh, no, okay. This was actually when we went into a dark, I think it was an underground area. Rez apparently was there stealing a generator, and nobody could see squat. And the masked guy, the administrator, saved me from something falling on me, and that must have been why, but when he slipped the paper into my pocket. So I think the part that I skipped was when that happened. I might be wrong, but I think that's it. As for Tatsu, the only related thing I could think of was Tatsu Park, which I had come across when I went to the police station the other day. Even if that park was the place the mysterious paper referred to, I didn't know if it was actually a good idea to visit. The masked person may have saved me from falling light fixture. Yes, it was that. But if it was Reza, it would mean following someone who was also the prime suspect of 2 murders. I also had to consider the list of places Reza had been to: a local grocery store, the production facility we had visited, and the library were the three places closest to here. It certainly was going to be a busy day, and I knew I wouldn't have the time to visit all of them. Right, I think it was Bryce. He gave me a list of the places that Reza had been to and asked me if I could go to these places and ask the people there, the dragons there, if they know anything about Reza, what he was doing there, that sort of stuff. Do you want me to give a reminder from previous playthrough, or should I keep quiet? Anything that links up to that you may miss anyway. I mean, you could, Mav. The problem is that that could take away a little bit of the experience of making mistakes. But yeah, spoilers, I suppose. But if I miss something that should be extremely obvious, then do feel free to voice it, because I can be a dummy dumb sometimes. But I'll try to pay attention to things here. I'll try. No promises. Let's see. Oh yeah, the list. Let's go to Tatsu Park. Tatsu Park, here I am. I don't know what I'm even looking for though. Read the sign, look at the map, search the shrubbery. Search the pavilion, stop searching the park. Let's look at the map. This park is bigger than I thought. I could go north towards Tatsu Avenue, which apparently is a nice spot to look at the landscape, or south to the political district. Where should I go? Let's go north and see the view. Oh, this is lovely. Rest on the bench, open the hatch, examine the falling leaves. Well, if you remember from Lauren last scene, you saw they mentioned something about the park. I won't say no more. They said something about the... Oh god. So I am half on the right track then, by pure accident. I actually don't remember. I will remember eventually. Well, since I am investigating, let's open the hatch. On the metal covering of the hatch, there are 2 buttons which are situated to the left and the right of a central circular lever. The arrow on the lever is pointing up. Oh yeah, right there. Press the first button, press the second button, turn the lever clockwise, turn the lever counterclockwise, give up. What does this button do? Boop. The first button is now pressed and sits flush with the metal covering of the hatch. Let's press the second button. The second button is now pressed and sits flush with the metal covering of the hatch. You remember once you stumble across it. If you do. Alright. Let's turn the lever clockwise. The arrow on the lever is now pointing right. Let's turn it clockwise some more. The arrow on the lever is now pointing down. Let's turn it clockwise a little more. The arrow is now pointing left. Hey, it worked. I looked down to see the maintenance tunnels for the underground drain system. A pale object starkly contrasted against the pitch black backdrop. Okay, am I going in? Oh, I have to click it. No, wait. It's a cloth with suspicious red markings all over it. You acquired a bloody bandage. Oh. I guess that's all to be found down here. Okay. Now what? That was quite a chunk. Let's examine the fallen leaves. I don't recognize this species of tree. That's it. Alright, fine, let's rest. Finally, a place to sit down. The view of the scenery is perfect. Hey, I got an achievement. You appreciated the landscape for a bit. Achievement unlocked. Landscaper. That was nice. It was nice, I guess. I was just about to get up when I noticed someone sitting next to me. Oh, hello. Why do you look like Charizard? Oh, I didn't see you there. I thought you were a statue or something. That's a very nice looking dragon. Dramavian. Dramavian? Dramavian? I'm gonna say Dramavian. Hello? Why is this dragon wearing a collar? Well, maybe it is a statue. Or just turned invisible. I hope it's not the latter. Let's rest a little more. I'm already well rested. I shouldn't waste any more time. Alright, fine. Let's look at the leaves then. Alright, there's nothing else here. Let's go back. That was a very nice looking dragon. Let's read the sign. This park is dedicated to our creator, to whom we own our sentience and existence. As it is our duty to remember, this place honors them every day with its beauty and grants a place of recreation and contemplation to all of us. Alright. Let's search the shrubbery. There might be clues there. Yeah, this totally won't look strange or suspicious. Here we go. I found some dirt. There doesn't seem to be anything else here. Well, yeah, I was searching the shrubberies and yeah, there's dirt. Oh my god, would you believe it? The ground, it is made of dirt. Wow, ground is made of ground. You found a handful of dirt. Archaeologist, achievement unlocked. Okay. Is there gonna be anything else there? Again? I guess I should look harder this time. Nope. It seems there's still just dirt to be found here, and I don't think I'll need more than what I already have. Oh, no comment. Let's search the pavilion. You'll never know what you'll find around the pavilion. Let's do this. Where's the pavilion? I found something. It's a round, smooth orb the size of a bowling ball. Oh, is it the thing that Ipsum lost? Wait a minute, I recognize this. It looks like something I saw in one of the books the other day. Might as well take it with me. Yes, Ixoman Sphere. Ixoman Sphere part? Orb? Is it broken? Yeah, the book. That's where I saw this name before. This is probably what Ipsum lost. At some point I'm gonna have to talk to him, I guess. Let's search the pavilion again. There doesn't seem to be anything important here, but at least it provides excellent shade. Nope, nothing here. Okay, let's go to the political district. South toward the political district. Just as I entered the southern part of the park, I found myself tumbling to the ground when someone suddenly bumped into me. Ouch! Hello. She looks Lucy sounds male actually. Regardless, that's a cool design. That's a nice looking dragon. Sorry about that. Are you alright? Besides being a little dirtier than before, I think so. I should really look at where I'm going. It's a polite dragon. Sometimes I just get lost in my thoughts. Hey, I think you dropped this. Oh, thank you. Ghost stories, huh? Yep. Oh, I should probably go before the bookstore closes. Bye! And bye. Bye. There's someone sitting on the benches. Let's approach the dragon. Oh, it's you, lady! Well, what is she, the minister? Emera. But a most pleasant surprise to be meeting you here, Slurp. Do you know who I am? Wait, she asked you that. Yeah, she asked you that. Do you know who I am? I actually do. I just don't remember if you are a minister, if you are a senator. What is the other thing? I can't remember. Let's just say I do. And what brings you here today, Slurp? I'm not quite sure of that myself. Ah, the park does have an appeal that naturally draws people in. I would know, since I'm partially responsible for creating it. Have you seen the north side yet? Excuse me. If not, you totally should. It's just so pretty this time of year. You created this park? Well, some of it. Do you see the building behind me? That's where I work. Do you want to know a secret? The park was built here so I could enjoy going outside on my breaks, like right now, for example. Oh, so lady, you actually did not have the park built for the benefit of the population, but rather your own. That's a politician, all right. Speaking of you, oh, voice crack. Speaking of your work, Remy works for you, right? I just met him the other day. Oh, Remy? Quite the little nerd, isn't he? Have you seen his malformed ears? Oh, don't be rude. I want to laugh every time I see him. Okay, hold on a second, She is making fun of Remy's ears, while she herself looks like a triceratops. So really, lady, you are not quite in the position to be making fun of another dragon's appearance. Seriously. That reminds me, if you guys have not watched part, I think it was part 3 of this playthrough, of this game. The first time I saw this dragoness, I didn't know who she was. I made fun of her. Specifically how she looks. I think I remember the first time I saw her, she was actually sitting on that bench as well. And I said, "Oh my god, what is that? What am I looking at?" And then me and Remy approached her. I was actually with Remy. And Remy introduced me to her and said it was she's his boss. and then I joked on the stream. Imagine that I was actually saying that out loud, very loudly near her, and she hears me when I say, "Oh my god, what is that? What am I looking at over there? That dragon's so ugly." Well, that was fun. But anyway, yeah, she should not be making fun of Remy. I haven't noticed. Yeah, I actually have not noticed that. I have to admit, they are pretty funny. That's not very nice. Yeah, that is not very nice, but I'm not gonna say that to her. I should, but I'm not. Not on this playthrough anyway. Let's go with I haven't noticed, because I actually have not noticed that. Oh, then you're missing out on some quality entertainment. You have to look at them next time you see him. Lady, your ears are not that much better, to be honest. Actually, I think yours are worse. Can I ask you a question? You can ask for sure, but whether I can answer or not is another question. What would you like to know? Ask about your visit, ask about her job, ask about Tatsu Park. I'm gonna ask about the park. Can you tell me more about Tatsu Park? Well, I'm not so sure. Well, I'm not so sure that I'm not so sure there is that much to say about it. It just opened recently. I think the initial request was for more open spaces, like a dedicated place for people to gather and such. If you read the plaque, you would know that the park was dedicated to our so-called creator. I say, quotes, creator, quotes, like that, because I think the word is a bit of misnomer. But I suppose people still use it regardless. Alright, let's ask about my visit. What do you think about us visiting this world? You and Reza? Well, I think it is about the most exciting thing that has happened here in the last few years. It certainly has been a nice distraction from the other boring things I have to do at work. How so? Arranging our arrival was partially my responsibility. In fact, I would have been at the portal to welcome you myself if something didn't come up. If something didn't come up at the last second. Alright, let's ask about her job then. Can you tell me more about her job? I could, but I think overall it's a very boring affair. It involves a lot of reading and talking and approving or rejecting forms and projects. It has its perks, but in some ways I'll certainly be happy when my term is over. If you've been minister, yeah, she is a minister. If you've been minister once, that's something people will remember you for. Even if those times are long past, no one can ever take that away from you again. You mentioned your term ending. How does that work here? We, the ministers, serve our term, and then someone else takes our place. Only one minister changes at a time, though. Technically speaking, any person can become a minister, though there are certain standards and requirements that must be met in order to apply for office. I don't want to bore you with the details, as that too would be a long and tedious affair. Fair enough. That's all. I suppose I should be getting back to work anyway. Well, thank you for this most pleasant conversation, Slurp. You know, if you want to continue talking at a later time, you should have no difficulty contacting me. I'll keep that in mind. The fact that she made fun of Remy aside, she's actually quite polite. That was a nice conversation. Okay, she mentioned the sign. Let's read the sign again. Yep, nothing new there. Let's stop searching the park. I don't think I'll find anything else here. Let's go to the production facility, perhaps. The first time I followed the list, I don't remember going to the park, but I do remember going to these other places. And I believe I have met with Lauren at the grocery store, which is when he asked for the interview. The production facility, I clearly remember visiting the library. I think that's when I met with Remy, and then he introduced me to his boss, which is the minister we just talked to. I don't remember about the production facility, or do I? I do. We did go to the production facility, but that was after Anna had died. So we met with her colleague / assistant, I don't know what he is. Everyone's alive? Good. Alright, let's go there now because Anna is alive. She's alive! Let's go there. Reza was allegedly here at some point. Maybe I should ask Anna. Hello? Hello? Anybody here? This guy. He's odd. Can I help you? I was just looking for Anna. This is her lab, right? Why don't I ever get any recognition? This is my lab as much as it is hers. Either way, Anna's not here. Will that be all? Since you work here, maybe you can help me instead. Oh, of course. Your precious Anna isn't here, so you have to settle for me. I see how it is. That's not what I meant. Of course, of course. Let's just get this over with. I said this the first time I met this guy, but he looks like a gecko. He looks like an anthropomorphic gecko. An anthropomorphic blue gecko. I don't know, he looks like a gecko. You could start by telling me who you are. A blue anthropomorphic gecko who hasn't slept very well in a couple days. There. Here's a short version. My name is Damian. I work in this facility and I'm unfortunate enough to live the nightmare of having to deal with Anna on a daily basis. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. And you are? You don't know who I am? Of course I know who you are, but your assumption validated the point I was going to make. You see, this whole thing about you coming here has been blown out of proportion, like it's some huge event that everyone should be celebrating. Newsflash, not everyone cares. Once both of you are gone, life will return to normal and we can all go back to what we actually should be doing. I imagine a lot of it has to do with those human myths you have. I can only reiterate. Not everyone cares. What exactly did you want again? Let's see. Has Reza been here recently? How long have you known Anna? What kind of research is Anna doing? What kind of research are you doing? Let's see. on the first playthrough that led me to that unfortunate ending, I was actually playing to get the investigation going, so I believe I have chosen this option here. So now, since I am apparently going the Anna route, let's ask about for how long he has known Anna for. I could also ask about her research. Now let's ask about Anna. Why do you care about that? Maybe I want to find out what kind of person she is. You might have an idea. I'll put it this way. I've known her far too long. Let's ask about her research. Cancer research. She thinks she can cure it, but she's out of her mind. Is that such a bad thing? The way she does it, yes. She's wasting resources that could be better spent on projects with an actual chance of success. Well then, Mr. Damian, so since you mentioned that, what kind of research are you doing? Right now, guess who got tasked with running all of those tests on your blood? You did? That's right. But she goes out and does whatever the heck she wants. I get to keep an eye on the experiment. Any interesting results? Not just yet. But soon we'll know more about your body than you do. Alright, let's finally ask if Reza has been here. Do you know anything about Reza's visits to this facility? I've seen him a few times. He would come by to ask about the progress of the generators. Oh, excuse me. There was this one time when Anna told him she'd have news, but when he came over, she just wanted to run some tests on him. Did he go through with it? No, he wanted some compensation, I suppose. Nothing she could offer satisfied him. However, and that was that. Alright, that's all then. Thanks for your help. Yeah. The afternoon sun hung low in the sky, and I decided it was time to report my findings to the police. A brief call to the department, and I was on my way to an appointment with Sebastian. My records indicate you have already experienced. Yeah, let's skip. As you wish. Sebastian, you are alive! You are alive! Anyway, you said you had some information for us, so what did you find? The bandage you found is something, alright? Of course, it could be anyone's, but why would someone discard theirs in a place like that? It seems suspicious to me, and is certainly worth checking out. I'll make sure it gets to the right place. I'm not sure if there is anything special about Anna wanting Rez's blood. I mean, she's a scientist, so it's natural that she'd be interested in something like that. We'll have to talk to her about it, though. Maybe she has some more details for us. Well done, Slurp. That gives us some solid points from which we can continue our investigation. In any case, thanks for your help. We really do appreciate it. You're welcome. That should be all then. Since Bryce still hasn't come back, I assure the search is still going on, and I better get out there and help him. Guess it's going to be a long day. Can you find a way back to your apartment? Of course. Alright. I'll see you later. Good luck. Finally some free time. Whatever am I going to do? Let's meet with Anna. And just on time. Now where is she? Hello? What's this? Looks like a message. Something came up at the last second. Wait for me, it shouldn't be too long. Anna. I guess at the last second is meant in a literal sense here, or else she could have just called me. Guess we're playing the waiting game then. Okay, it's been like an hour and my patience is slowly but surely running out. Let's wait. I've already waited this long. I guess I can wait a little longer. Oh, it's nighttime now. I'm not sure who the world record holder for most patient person is, but now I feel like a contender. Still no sign of her though. Let's wait. Or should I try to get into her lab? I could get in trouble if I do that. Let's wait. Well, if she doesn't show up soon, I'm done. Hey, there she is. There you are. Where have you been all this time? Reading comprehension must not be your strong suit, because my note clearly said I'd be back soon. Soon intensifies. Note to self. The word soon now refers to a time span of over 2 hours when waiting for a scheduled appointment. Has it really been that long? It certainly didn't feel like it. Yeah, I know the feeling, Anna. I know exactly how it feels. I know. Yeah, I know. Been there, done that. On both sides, actually. On both sides of this coin. Alright, sorry for making you wait. You better be. Let's just go. Losing track of time happens to the best of us. Yeah, let's go with this one. It happens to me all the time. Well, Anna, then you are the best dragon out here. Now, you understand that as you wish. I guess we missed our movie. We are going to the movies? Can't we see the late screening or something? That was the late screening. The theater's closed now. Maybe we should reschedule. That won't work. At least not for me. Today was the only day I could leave early. I won't have another chance anytime soon. So what do we do now? Maybe the coffee place is still open. I don't know. I guess that's better than nothing. Why are we in this alley? Closed as well. How late is it? That's just peachy. Why do you keep working so late anyway? Because what I'm doing is important. You're doing cancer research, right? And who told you that? Damien, I stopped by your lab some time ago, but you weren't there. Oh, she doesn't look happy. That shard-born bastard. What else did he tell you about me? Nothing much. The whole thing wasn't really about you anyway. Chill. I see. Sounds like you two don't get along that well. That's the understatement of the century. Being trapped in a small room with the likes of him for hours on end every day is a scenario born of a sick mind with the intention of making me suffer as much as possible. It certainly doesn't make my research any easier. The stress probably doesn't help you either, and it's not worth jeopardizing your health over. Don't overwork yourself. You can save anyone if you're dead. Don't remind me of that, Slurp. And if I don't find a cure, no one else will. No one else can. Besides, I was only late today because I got your stupid bloody work ready. Wait, you're the one who asked for that. You have the test results? Yeah. Want to know what I have to say about them? Definitely. Okay. How much do you know about genetics? A little bit, I guess. Don't worry, I'll put it into words that are easy for you to understand. To start off, I found that on average, about 90% of your genes are homologous to our species genes. That may seem like a lot, but to put it in perspective, about 50% of your DNA is also shared with fruit. Okay. I mean, some people say I'm sweet, but I don't think that's what I mean. To further elaborate, you and your human neighbor back home are probably around 99.9% genetically similar. If you compare the various sentient species we have here to each other, they would only be around 95 to 97% similar. As for what exactly all of this tells us, although a match of 90% sounds like a lot, it's not as much as you might think. Still, for two beings from a different world altogether, that's quite remarkable. Terrible pun. I could not help myself. I mean, that was a good pun. Hey! Hey, the audience agrees with me. Beyond DNA, the biggest similarity between us is within the brain structure, but that's not surprising considering our high-level cognitive abilities. That'll surprise Maverick. What do you mean? He doesn't seem to like humans very much. I'm sure he'll be displeased to know how similar we are. He doesn't like anyone, really. He's just like that. He's just like me in that way. Yeah, you two would make a great couple. You're a little late for that. I'm already his ex-girlfriend. Really? How did that go? Not how you might think. It actually went pretty well, for a while at least. But in the end, oh no, here we go. Oh boy. But in the end, we both got too absorbed in our jobs until we realized we had drifted apart too much and agreed it would be better if we just broke up. I still respect him for the work he does. I mean, we even used to solve crime together. I'd be in the lab running tests and he'd be out on the field chasing after the perps. Those were good times. She really likes her job. I guess nowadays he just chases after me. What? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that. But if you know him, maybe you can help me out. I certainly can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on. Okay. But this is just between us, right? Alright? Sure, whatever. Maverick is convinced that I am the accomplice of a crime. He made a point to tell me that he's searching for proof to legally arrest me or worse. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Really. It's nothing. You can't find any proof that doesn't exist. Still, it doesn't feel nice to be threatened and stalked, especially by someone like him. You know, if I were the one saying this sentence here, I actually would phrase it like, still, it doesn't feel nice to be threatened and stalked, especially by a dragon. Yeah, I think I think the fact that he's a dragon is scarier than the fact that he's a police officer. Anyway, a police officer dragon actually is quite scary. That's just him. He gets way into it once he sets his sights on something. I noticed. It's his job. It's his job. What do you expect? I wish he'd just leave me alone. He wasn't always like this, you know. A couple of years ago, he was assigned to this one case. Ooh, flashback. He was still relatively new to the force, young and eager to help. Then reality came crashing down on him. There was a serial killer who shook up the whole town. The victims were apparently eaten. Ugh. I mean, they're dragons, so that's a crime that can happen. We later found out that the killer's actions were the result of a degenerative disease, which brought his feral nature to the foreground. Yep, that can happen. At that point, he was just a wild animal, turned into a cannibal that hunted under the shadow of night. Everyone in town was up in arms, terrified that they'd be next. The police did everything they could. A curfew was instated and patrols guarded the streets at night. Even then they found him munching on his fifth victim. Poor little Maverick was not prepared for what he would find. Stand back, Maverick. I'll handle this. Miles? It was his brother. Oh God. Oh my goodness. Step away from the body. Step away from the body, Miles. Miles couldn't comprehend the words. Oh wait. Oh no, the serial killer is his brother. Miles couldn't comprehend their words. I thought it was the victim. Miles couldn't comprehend. That's even worse, actually. Miles couldn't comprehend their words and only saw rivals who wanted to take away his prey. And he wasn't about to just let go of it without a fight. Miles raised his head from his kill, blood dripping from his maw. The officer's breaths were smothered by the deadly stillness of the night. Fangs bared and the feral dragon snarled and stood strong in front of his mew, prepared to protect it from the two who intruded upon his territory. Good gracious. Whatever this is, Miles, it's over. Don't make it worse now. Bryce, you are way too chill about the situation here. Stop being so chill. This is disturbing me. They should have redrawn his face over here to better fit the situation. I mean, they did it for Maverick. Oh, that one don't look good. Oh God. Oh, so that's how he got that scar on his neck. In an instant, Miles was upon Bryce. They clashed in a flurry of teeth and claws. Miles had the advantage with his small frame and quick movements, and Bryce could not get a clear hit in. It all happened so fast that Maverick didn't know what to do. They rolled on the ground and Bryce ended up on his back, as helpless as a turtle. Miles pinned him and clamped his jaws on his neck. Bryce's claws were the only thing preventing Miles from biting down, and they were slipping, slick with blood and quivering with fatigue, as he tried to push him off. For a brief moment, Bryce thought he'd meet his end, when the jaws suddenly relaxed and he was able to dislodge them. When he looked up, he saw that Maverick had managed to get to Miles from behind. He bit through his brother's neck from above. Blood flowed down Maverick's jaws over Miles' lifeless body. Good God. He had to kill his own brother. Bryce had been saved, but the young dragon wore a wide-eyed empty stare. Maverick blamed himself for not taking better care of his brother. He knew Miles had problems and was taking medication for it, but he wished he could have done more to help him. The medication wasn't the right one, by the way. Oh. Maverick takes solace in the fact that he was able to save Bryce, but he's never been the same since that incident. Now he scrutinizes everyone and everything. I'm not sure how that's supposed to help him. It doesn't. It doesn't, but you now know why he is why he is how he is. It's not unusual for him to act like this, so you might have just to wait out a bit. Wait it out. Anyway, let's get back to your test results. God, that story was very, very heavy. My. Can't blame Maverick for being so grumpy the way he is. Anyway, let's get back to your test results. Since you were so interested, did you want a copy of them? Yeah, I'd appreciate that. No problem. I heard you also wanted Rez's blood. Of course. I invited him over too, but that was before you arrived here. And I thought I thought what we had was special. Oh, it is. Reza was too stuck up to agree to anything. He wouldn't even participate in an exhilarating round of trivia board games. Not even that, can you believe it? I can almost see the sarcasm dripping from your mouth. Ryder, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, or Saturday if it is already Saturday for you. It's starting to get late a bit anyway. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for joining. How are you doing? I hope your week has been a good one. Still, it's kind of a shame. It would have been interesting to compare your blood to his. What a shame indeed. Let's just enjoy our romantic date in the back alley of a coffee shop. I'm doing very well, Ryder, thank you. A bit shaken by the first ending I got on this game and the flashback story that we just got here, but I'm doing fine. No, but seriously, I'm fine, thank you. Of course. Unless you want to take this someplace else, don't make this weird. Don't make this weird. What? You don't like hanging around dirty back alleys? I'd prefer someplace inside. I'd rather be someplace less dirty. Actually, I do. Wait, what was the question there? What? You don't like hanging around dirty back alleys? Actually, I do. Yeah, I'd rather be someplace less dirty. I guess that's a valid point. We could always go back to your lab. And have you hanging around sensitive lab equipment? Denied. I'm getting kinda hungry. I figured we'd be having a meal on our date. What? Can't you go a few hours without having to stuff your face? I could offer you a handful of dirt if that's to your taste, Slurp. That's gross. I'll pass. I already have my own dirt. I actually do. Sorry, but I already have my own dirt. I picked up some at the park. Oh, really? What kind of dirt would that be? Only the finest governmentally funded dirt from Tatsu Park. Your filthy back alley stuff has nothing on this. It's a c'est magnifique. You win this round. Either way, a side dish would be nice. I know there's one place that never closes. Let's go there. Sure. Oh, that's a nice view of the sky. Oh, there's the comet. After several minutes of walking, Anna led me to the outskirts of town. We arrived at a farmhouse. On one side, fields stretched toward the horizon, and on the other side and on the other were lush, green hills with fenced populations of animals. We are not gonna hunt a cow, are we? What kind of restaurant is this supposed to be? Self-serve? I think we are. I seriously doubt that. You're a bad girl, Anna. That sounds weird. I'm no filthy thief. I'm out of here. Let's go with this one. I seriously doubt that. Just think about it though. Just think about it this way. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, I'm in the world of dragons. I'm a human in a dragon's world. Apparently we are about to trespass into a farm, and if I am not extrapolating too much over here, we are about to kill a cow? Is that what's going to happen here? There's a lot of stuff that can go bad here. There's a lot of stuff. We get caught, and maybe they'll tell me to compensate them, or they'll just say it was your, or we'll just say it was your idea, and that you didn't know it was a forbidden or something. You have diplomatic immunity, so there's nothing they could do. Yeah, mistake. I mean, at least my steaks I buy from the supermarket. Oh man. But yeah, also not wrong. Oh, by the way, guys, I still have to work it out a little more and improve it, but I have added custom badges for subscribers to of my channel. So if you guys are subscribers to my Twitch channel here, you should have access to some custom badges if you wish. I think. Yeah, I think. Like let me type something here just for you to have an idea of what one of them look like. There. There's that one. But yeah, see. Ooh, voice crack. If you guys would like, I think you should be able to. Excuse me. You should be able to use them. Hope they are nice. You enjoy them. I want to add more and better ones. But anyway, let's go back to this 3 a.m. steak. So there's nothing they could do. Anna, you are a bad girl. How well can you hunt? Oh my god, we are going to hunt a cow. We're actually going to hunt a cow. Oh. Okay. Me? Even if I knew how, it's not like I have any equipment here. Equipment? What a sissy. You've got hands and teeth. What more do you need? Anna. I don't know if you have noticed, but I don't have claws. I have nails. Also, I don't think you have noticed, but the teeth I have, these can barely bite apples. let alone leaving flesh. A long-range weapon, maybe? Like fire? I suppose even you could make use of that. I don't have matches. Alright, since I'm apparently the only one capable of acquiring food, I'll be right back. Anna walked over to a fenced enclosure of animals that reminded me of sheep. Okay, we're not gonna hunt cows. We're gonna hunt sheep. Okay. Still no difference. She crouched and squeezed herself through the bars, after which I lost sight of her. Waiting game 2.0, start! It only took a couple of minutes for her to return, dragging one of the animals behind her with her now bloodied jaws and hands. Dinner's ready. Could you borrow me some of your flames at least, please? I cannot safely eat raw meat. What kind of animal is this? It's called mouflon. Anyway, do you have a part you prefer? Yeah, we're eating this thing raw. See how nice I am? I'm even letting you choose first. Offal, rump, anything will do. I'm not hungry anymore. Okay, I'll admit this is a funny / awkward situation. I don't know about sheep, but actually, ox rump meat is actually very, very delicious. That's what I usually buy at the grocery store. I mean, I want to be nice to her. I feel like this would be the best choice, but I also feel like she won't like it. So I think the best alternative would be like if I were standing next to that dead animal there, seeing all the blood and uncooked meat, well, flesh and everything there, I was just put my hand on my mouth and kind of say, anything will do. Let's take this. Okay. Using one of her claws, she skinned the dead mouflon and divided into various pieces. Do you want yours grilled or raw? Grilled, please, grill. Okay, at least this is an option. Grilled. Unless prepared properly, raw meat carries a significant risk of disease for us. How inept can your species even be? You can't hunt on your own, and you need tools and help at every step. You don't even have claws to cut things up. I know. How are we still alive? Humans are so defenseless. How are we considered to be some of the creatures, at least some of the animals in the top of the food chain in this planet? We are so inept. We are, I'm not even joking, we are actually really inept. Seriously. Throw me in the jungle, I'm gonna die. Oh man, this is fun. I'm not sure how you could ever survive in the wild. I know, I just said that. I couldn't. Seriously, what god did you piss off to end up? Excuse me. Seriously, what god did you piss off to end up like that? Evolution? None of humans were made in God's image. Nah, this is kind of blasphemic. I have no idea. Let's just say evolution. I guess after millions of years of evolution, nature decided that we didn't need those abilities anymore. Instead, we got very articulate hands and arms, and our upright stance. Those let us do many other things. Like what? Who builds everything in your society? Who's responsible for the delicate tasks like assembling electronics, manufacturing, or cooking and bartending? That's mostly us, the runners. We've got proper hands after all. Now compare your arms to mine. Ours are much longer and have way more mobility. Especially our fingers. They have an incredible amount of articulation. The difference between you and me is as big as the difference between you and another of your species. Just imagine what we could do with our advantages. You think you can school me? Sure I can. Don't get cocky. We've overcome the limitations of individual species with all of our technology. Exactly. Actually, we have technology back home that is far superior to yours. I'd love to see it, though we've already gathered plenty of information on your tech from the databases contained in the PDA. What will we do when we catch up? If you get there, we'll see. She opened her mouth wide before a liquid shot from both corners of her mouth and onto the ground below the parts of the mouflon she had prepared. After a few seconds, the liquid burst into flame, heating up our dinner. That's a neat trick. I bet you wish you could do that, huh? No, I'm not a monster. Oh, that's rude. That'd be wicked cool. I'm not sure. Yeah, that would be wicked cool, actually. Right? It comes in handy. How does that work anyway? Don't you ever burn your mouth? Not at all. There are actually two different components. There are actually two different components. They only catch on fire when a sufficient quantity of both is present. Interesting. Okay, now that's better. Cooked meat. Anna, you need to wash your face. Alright, this is nice. This is nice. The flames weakened and grew smaller until they went out, revealing steamy, appetizing pieces of meat. Help yourself. I grabbed a piece but dropped it as soon as I felt the heat on my fingertips. Ouch! That's still hot. Well, duh! It was on the fire. What did you expect? Can't take a little hit, huh? That's too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Unaffected by its temperature, she took a piece into her hand, tore a chunk out of it with her teeth, and started chewing. I guess your scales are a good insulator. Evidently so. How does it taste? Just wonderful. Stolen goods. Stolen goods always taste best. I can already picture the old farmer reduced to tears after he discovers one of his precious mouflons is gone. You're a wild one, Anna. Seriously, knock it off. What a shame. Now let's go with this one. You're a wild one, Anna. Thanks. I could teach you a thing. I could teach you a thing or two. I think it should be cool enough for your sensitive little fingers now. Yeah. How are we humans still alive? Seriously. Carefully, I grabbed one of the pieces, which by now had indeed cooled down enough to not burn me anymore, and took a bite. It was a little bland, I have to admit, but not bad for something that was alive less than an hour ago and prepared in the wild. Yeah, nothing a little bit of salt wouldn't do. Actually, that's the way I prepare my steaks when I cook steaks here at home. I just grab I don't know what's called in English, but in Portuguese we call it as translated to English. What do we call it? It would be like thick salt. So I actually don't know what that kind of salt is called in English. You gotta remember, English is not my first language. But anyway, it is those big chunks of salt, where each piece of salt is actually one small crystal of many different sizes. So the way I prepare the steaks I cook here at home, either for myself or for my family, is I grab that kind of salt, spread some over the steak, and then I kind of not exactly massage the steak with a couple of fingers, use my fingers rather, to spread the salt over the steak, but I also kind of do. But anyway, the point is, I put some of that salt on one side of the steak, spread it around with my fingers, then I turn it around, add some more to that side, spread on that side as well, and yeah, that's basically it. And then I just put it on the grill and cook it, and it tastes wonderful. It tastes like barbecue, actually, even though it wasn't prepared on a barbecue. Ground salt, I think. I don't know what you mean, but I can't think of the name of it. Yeah, I believe we're talking about the same thing, Maverick. But yeah, it's really easy to prepare, tastes wonderful, it's quick, much better than preparing a bunch of stuff like, oh, now we have to cut some onions, now let's cut some garlic over here, let's mix it up with this special oil over here, there. No, just put the salt there, spread it around in the correct proportions. Believe me, it tastes marvelous. It's wonderful. But yeah, nothing that a little bit of that salt wouldn't do for this mouflon meat. But yeah, prepared in the wild. How do you like your mouflon a la Anna? You could use a few spices. Not bad. I feel like a wild animal. I would not say that near a dragon. Nah. Let's just say not bad. Not bad, I'd have to say. Especially at that price. Oh, you mean for the absurd price of stolen free? How often do you just go out and hunt on your own? Only when necessary or when I feel like it. I still go to fancy restaurants because I can afford it, but they don't mean much to me. For me, it's all about the experience, and one isn't necessarily better than the other. Actually, this reminds me. I have dragon characters, and I have been for years now attempting to build a lore, the world they live in, how their society works and such. And I'll try to not elongate myself on this one, but the lore I have so far, these dragons, and for the record, I'm not copying the story of the game the way these dragons in the game here live, because I've had this for many years, even before this game was produced. I only got to know this game last year actually. But yeah, point is, the dragons in this story, they are civilized. They don't have advanced technology like in this game, for example, but they do live in a society mostly in harmony. They also live with griffins in the same society. They just live together. They do have shops that sell meat. They do have farms for farming animals for consumption purposes. But they also do occasionally go hunting if they so feel like it. So yeah, this reminded me of that rather. I can see your point. This was unusual but fun. I would have preferred the fancy restaurant. This was unusual but fun. I can see your point. This certainly isn't how I thought the evening would go, but it was pretty fun. Anyways, I'm stuffed. Me too. There's still plenty left over. What are we going to do with it all? We can just leave it here. Hey, maybe the old farmer will help himself to it. How nice of us leaving some for him. Won't this attract predators or something? Talk about recycling. Well, technically she is the predator here. Whatever. So what? They need to eat too. We should probably leave before that senile has-been wakes up from... What? We should probably leave before that senile has-been... Okay, I get it. We should probably leave before the senile has-been wakes up from his evening nap. Yeah, let's go. Let me drink some water. Well, that was interesting. Wait a minute, I've got something for you. Here you go, your test results, black on white. Thanks. But did you really need to spend all that extra time getting this done today? Why are there fireworks outside? Stop it. It's Friday. I just wanted to get it over with when I had the chance. Maybe you should start thinking about not working so late on a regular basis. It might do you some good, Anna. Why do you think so? I'm just saying, if it usually gets as bad as it did today, that's not a good sign. I just didn't pay attention to the time, but I guess that's because I barely go out anyway, and I didn't even think about watching the clock. I mean, you're not even wearing a watch, Anna. Okay, point taken. So, what you're going to do? Now think about it. You know, now that this date is officially over, if I don't work overtime every single day, I could fit you in for your end of the deal. Of course. Wait, hold on. What was my end of the deal? Of course, you didn't forget about that. I did. She didn't, but I did. What are we talking about? I'll let you know the details, or just call me if I forget. Sure. I don't remember. Nothing going on today. Guess I can do whatever. Okay. I really want to continue this on this on this stream, but it is starting to get a bit late. All that talk about steaks has made me a little hungry. So I think, guys, since I have been streaming for almost 3 hours and a half now, I think I'm gonna stop here for today. But I will pick this back up. Can you stop with the fireworks? Thank you. Anyway, I will pick this back up. Hopefully sooner than this time. It actually took longer to play this game again than I had anticipated. Again, like I said before, earlier on the stream, I was going to play this a few Fridays ago, but then I had a very big, strong storm here, and that messed up all my plans. It's chapter 5. Which ending are you getting? Oh, I completely forgot about that status thing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Everyone's alive. It's good. That's good, right? Oh, please tell me that's good. But anyway, hopefully I will be playing. I will save this in the second slot. Hopefully I will be picking this back up no further than next month, because actually apparently so far yeah, well, apparently yes, this here is indeed the date I last played the game. So yeah, July, August, September, October, November. It took me 4 months to do this part 4. Whoa, I thought it was much less than that. Jeepers. Okay, I promise I will try to do part... What is it? Excuse me. Part 5 next? Part 5, no further... pardon me again. No further than December. December 2021. I would say make sure you do have a save when you next meet Anna. You remember, it's hard to get a good rating for that scene. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Wow, yeah, 4 months for part 3? Part 4, sorry. I thought it had been like only 2 months on the very most. But yeah, I'll try to do the next part no further than December. Hopefully by the end of November still. But yeah. And I could do it next week actually. But one of the reasons I don't is because, and here comes the usual end of stream reminders, is because I play a different game every week on Wednesdays and Fridays. So it's usually never the same game 2 weeks in a row and so forth. So yeah, I play a different game every week on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I draw live. I do art live on Sundays. The streams on Wednesday, they should start now with the changing in time because of the daylight saving times. They should start, let me see if I can remember. On Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Sundays at 2 p.m. also Eastern Time. The streams on Wednesdays are always in Portuguese. However, the streams on Fridays are always in English, and also Sunday. The Friday and Sunday streams are always in English. I do have a Discord server available now. It's called Dragon Realms. For the moment, it is limited to members of the Dragon Realms art group on DeviantArt and subscribers to my Twitch channel here on Twitch. So if you guys are one of those, there's a link below the stream through where you can join. So just scroll down. You should find it there. I will be opening the server to the general public very, very soon. But for this first moment, while the server is still very new, it's kind of restricted to members of the art group and subscribers. So, kind of a perk, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying it, otherwise, if you mess up, it'll be neutral rating ending again, as it would be too late for another character at that point. Oh, I see. Yeah, I still don't quite understand how exactly this style of game works. This is actually the very first game of this type, of this genre that genre. No, wait, I mispronounced the word, but you know what I mean. It's the first game of that sort of stuff that I play. Yeah, and I am enjoying this one. And like I said before, I actually don't like this kind of game. But I am enjoying this one. But yeah, I think that it would be everything for today. I did save, right? Yes, I did. Okay. So yeah, my friends, this is going to be everything for today. I hope you all have enjoyed. I had a lot of fun here. I laughed a lot. I was not expecting to laugh a lot. And almost cried. Oh, now I just noticed there's a gun over there. Has this gun ever been there? Always been there, I mean? Can't remember. But anyway, yeah. I hope everyone has enjoyed. I hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun. And I think that's gonna be all for today, my friends. Maverick, Peter, everyone. Did you notice the gun appear on the main? So I only noticed that gun now. Was that not there before? I mean, it would make sense that it appeared now if it wasn't there before. The picture changes with each ending. Oh, I see. I see. It's one of those. What is idle mode? That doesn't do anything. Anyway, let's see what's in the gallery first. There is nothing. All right. Yeah. So yeah, Peter, Maverick, everyone else. Sorry if I'm forgetting someone. Let me scroll the chat here to see who was here. I don't know if everyone is still here anyway. Ray, everyone, my friends, thank you all so much for joining me this evening for another part of Angels with Scaly Wings. This is actually much more fun than I anticipated it was gonna be when I first saw it on scene. But yeah, I wish you all an awesome weekend and an awesome week after that. And until we meet again in the next stream, God bless you all, stay safe and stay healthy, and have a good one. Your stuff is unlocked by getting ending signed character stories. Oh, I see. Yeah, I should have figured that out. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Have a good one. Good night. Dream of dragons. Yeah, always remember, dream of dragons. I think I am turning that into a catchphrase. I haven't been saying this for a few streams now, but yeah. Good night, everyone. Have a good one. See you soon. Dream of dragons. And have a great night. Bye.
Some problems and we don't know what to do. You've come to find new feelings and exactly what you knew. The odds are stacked quite poorly if without a winning hand. But bear in mind your bearing's only worse if you don't turn up. Don't bet on taking trips because they'll turn your trips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. So truths can seem quite big if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I will not let them on my opinion of such enough. Bet on sinking chips because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes and setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the fact that if you could fix the failings of the current paradigm, we would have a hero who's supposed to be elusive and on time. Just on time. And then we would all contrive new conflicts, you know. So bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let that mar my opinion of the year. Bet on sinking ships because they'll turn your chips to trash. You've got to set your sights and hopes on setting not to crash. The truth can seem quite bleak if you don't make your plans unfurl. But I would not let them on my opinion. Stipulations placed before you to get all the things you really need. Mr. Big may make things hard, but you have got to plant your seeds. Go to war, fight more. Your dreams thrive by competition. You'll find no one famous ever got there just by flinching at their foes. Cling against the torment claw with all your might at what you know. Don't let go, just glow. Don't wait or play to indecision. Don't bet on taking trips because you've got to be more grand. You've got trips because I'll turn your trips to trash.